Okay. I took a little bit of damage, not too much. Might as well heal up.
Back to it.
Missouri Lover did 100-bit cheers. I think it's dumb how the game wants you to like Abby. Notice how Ellie has one stealth kill animation, killing whoever she grabs. Abby, though, only snaps the neck of the infected. Druckmann has to be saying something like Abby doesn't want to kill people, even though she's killed dozens, maybe hundreds. And that's the other thing, and I mentioned this in the last stream. She's referenced by Mel as having killed a ridiculous amount of people for Isaac and the wolves. Like, she is the assassin of the wolves. Yet in the game, you never see it. In the game, you only see her kill Joel, and like you said, you see her, like, be humanized throughout the whole game. It's 1,000,000% apparent that Druckmann wants you to like Abby and not like Ellie in this game. He's trying to dehumanize Ellie and turn her into the killer, while he's turning Abby into a human, basically. It's very, very easy to figure out. Okay, let's continue. Right, if they want Ellie to be more human, instead she should bonk them on the head with, like she has the butt of her gun. She takes you down stealth and then bonk, knocks you out, instead of slitting everyone's fucking throat like she does. Bloodthirsty, right? I guess I'm supposed to go up here, because the other way looks like, yeah, you can't go that way, right? That's where we came from. Yep, okay. You gotta go up this way. See, and here's the thing. This game has the appearance of open world. The only open world segment in the entire game was the very beginning when it was Ellie and Dina together on the horse. Outside of that, it's always been very linear. Yes, there's every once in a while a side area here or there, but in general, it's really linear. It looks very, very open and exploration prone, but in reality, there's not that much. It's really kind of an optical illusion. But, you know, in my opinion, that's actually a plus. That's actually a positive that they made the game feel so open. That's a good thing. The appearance of being open when it's not, that's good level design. It makes you feel like you're not enclosed or only on a set path. And admittedly, there are different ways to go through these stages and do things. You know, you don't always have to take the same path. Sometimes you go, okay, I want to go gung-ho straight forward and kill everything. I want to sneak this way. I want to try a high-up area, or maybe I'll go under. There's been several opportunities in the game to go different ways. And you know, that's one of the praises of the gameplay that I definitely had. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Oh, you fucking turned around. Now shut the hell up. Okay. Tora killed at 100-bit cheers. Says Sony censors the most sex shit out of the big three, even more than Nintendo these days. Neil Druckmann must have campaigned hardcore to get everyone to see Abby's scene. I mean, you're probably, I don't know. It's very odd. It's very out of place, especially because the first game didn't have anything like that. And you're right. It seems like more and more those things are getting censored or not in games at all. Yet this game has the whole scene. It's like, I don't know. There's definitely something going on. We stream no games at 100-bit cheering. Says, are you saying you want more Abby flashbacks? Why not? Why not at the end of the game here, right before the very final culmination scene? Why not just have a flashback right before the final scene? That would just complete the circle.
Hope I can cut through here.
Well, a silenced handgun, just in case we come into something here. Yeah, see, these are definitely California-style homes. They're based off of almost Mexican-style haciendas. You're going to notice a lot of the architecture looks a lot I was kidding about these cards earlier. You've got to be joking me. They're still putting them in the game. CBB 73. It's a hero. I was completely kidding about this earlier, and now they put another one in it. Dude, it's the end of the game. It's the end of the game. Do we really care about these comic book cards at this point? Holy shit. He really wants to hammer home the gameplay. Oh, man, you got to get those comic book cards, man. Dude, it's the culmination, the end. We don't care. Carlton Jr. Chief said, I feel the gameplay is groundbreaking. A technological masterpiece from the AI, death animations, and the level design for sure, but it's the story that's the problem. Jimbo Slice Jr. said, surprised you have 10 hours left. Would you quit the game if that was the case? I wouldn't quit it, but I couldn't finish it tonight, and I'd be pretty disappointed if that were the case, obviously. What is this stupid shit? I guess I'll pick it up. I only got one swing left. Do I really? Oh, I can't. I don't have tape anyway. I can't even enhance it. I gotta find some tape. Whose house is this? Child. The child owns the house. Somehow the child inherited the house as a baby and owns the home. Alright, that's where we came in, so. These are the other windows we could have come in at. So I guess we just gotta drop. Since the stairs are busted. I knew it!
Alright.
I fucking knew it. I knew this was gonna happen. Come here. Where the fuck did you go? Oh, fuck. Okay. I'm glad I was careful. I'm gonna have to go... Let's see here. Shotgun. And I'm gonna toss some fucking Molotovs. There's a second one. That's okay. Fuck that. Alright, that got it. The other one's on fire. Now you're on fire, bitch. I think I killed them both. Nice. That was disgusting, but nice. Utilizing all the shit that I've built up in the game. They lost all but like a tiny bit of their health. One bullet each was enough. Cool. Burned alive. Now let's see what I missed in the house. Okay. Nothing on the pool table. Nothing in there. Can I go out this way? They're gonna let me go through that window, huh? Oh, shock. Okay, good. A little bit of ammo here. A little bit of ammo there. M. Roy used to be $10, wishing that I had the opportunity to play Half-Life Alyx, but Valve insisted on making it VR exclusive. To their detriment, I think. If your fans bought you the VR headset, would you play it on your rig with decent setting? No. I know I couldn't. I know I wouldn't be able to. My PC is outdated at this point, and there's no way I would be able to play it and capture it. No fucking way. I would need to get a whole new fucking PC to play it. It really is brain dead stupid that they made it fucking VR only, and it shows that Valve, as usual, is completely out of touch with their customer base and doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. They're living in some alternate fucking reality where they think everyone has a full-on fucking VR rig. Yeah, they're idiots. It's sad because they're good, they make good games, but, you know, kind of like how they abandoned Half-Life 15 years ago and never fucking cared about continuing it until now, and now it's VR only. Like, they're just assholes. I don't even know what else to say. It's just fucking asshole-ish behavior. It's like, we're making a new Half-Life game, but fuck all if any of you can play it. Like, we give a fuck. We're still rolling in dough from Steam. Why do we care if you play the fucking game or not? Right? Like, well, fuck you then. I don't care. Then I don't give a fuck. I recently played all those the Half-Life games and really enjoyed them. And I don't give two fucks that I didn't play Half-Life Alyx, because that's their attitude they're going to have. Then they can go fuck off. I do not care. Alright. So anyway, I think that's it. I think we're going to see if we can modify any weapons. I don't know if I'm going to have any components to be able to do so. I think I've gotten everything in here now. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm definitely going to make the melee weapon. I'd be stupid not to. I would make a Molotov over a health pack at this point, but incidentally, I have enough for both if I want to do both. I can't craft any arrows. I could craft trap mines, but honestly, the Molotovs are quite good too. I don't know if I want to waste anything on the trap mine. Oh fuck it, I'll make one just so I have one. All right, and I could do one of each. Look, one of each. And now I'm out. I still don't have enough supplements for Endure. MK Gandhi tipped me $10, said an eye for an eye makes the world go blind. There you go. And of course, that's the very cliche thing that Neil is trying to tell you with the plot. Like we couldn't figure it out. Geekroom tipped me $2, saying I think Ellie's a beautiful looking woman. Changed my mind. I don't need to. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Why would I want to change your mind? Just because I think she looks weird in this game doesn't mean that you know you don't have the right to think differently. Okay, so thank you, M. Roy. For the $10 tip, biggest tip of the day, that's $22 more in tips. That gets us up to $30 tips so far tonight for the conclusion stream. Thank you guys for that. Appreciate that. Now, do I want to modify any weapons here at the very end? Do I even have the ability to modify any friggin' weapons? Let's see. 53. I could increase the fire rate of the handgun, the reload speed of the fire rate of the snub nose, the capacity of the shotgun. You know what? Increase the capacity of the shotgun. That way I don't have to fucking reload in a firefight. Why not? Not that it's going to matter at the end of the game. Okay. Now, there was something around here to read, but where the fuck did it go? I skipped it because I wanted to clear the room. There it is. Mom, I'm going to go talk to the Rattlers. I'm sorry I'm telling you like this, but I didn't want you to stop me. We're starving. We can't leave the area with you and Abuelo like you are. It's only a matter of time before they find us. If I can join them, we could all be protected. I know it's scary, but I love you and I'm willing to do whatever I need to keep you both safe. Arnie. Alright. No, Clash, Elon Jusk, I'm not going to play Clash of Clans or Raid Shadow Legends. Young Cavachier said, hi, only iced coffee. I now love the Vest game. Not necessarily a game, but the Vest goal. Or, I guess we should call it the Vest Streak, the Tips goal, right? Because it's a Tips goal that leads to a Vest Streak. I don't know. Call it whatever you want. Call it the Fartapalooza 2000 if you want. I don't care. How do you get the fuck out of here? This is locked. There's got to be a way out of here. Do I climb here? Oh, wait. You go prone. Okay. I didn't see this before. I didn't want to rush through it anyway. Nothing? Nothing. I think you can tell when there's going to be an enemy because she'll draw her bow. I've noticed that. Like, if she's, like, kind of at a neutral animation, but then if there's an enemy nearby, they'll draw their weapons as if to indicate there's going to be an enemy coming up. So you see? She put her bow away. So there's no enemies nearby. If she draws the bow out, there's enemies nearby. Unless there's a scripted scene or something.
Okay. Santa Barbara's downhill.
Yeah, see, look, it's all hacienda-style houses. It's all those, it's all that almost like Mexican-style, south-of-the-border-style architecture. Did I read all this? I didn't, did I? I did read this. There's a noose around my neck, blah, blah, blah. I read that. Dixie National Forest, a couple hunters tried to jump me. Didn't go well for them. I just got to the outskirts of Las Vegas. I can hear the infected from here. Must be thousands still alive in the walls. What a nightmare. I'm going to go around. Palmdale, California. I'm hiding out in a basement. I hope this horde passes by. Miss you, Potato. Still in the basement. The batteries in my flashlight are almost done. The dark is fucking with me. I keep seeing them. Smelling iron. I miss Dina. I miss Potato. What am I doing here? I got out. The horde got distracted by a group of travelers. Some of them didn't make it. 2 of the bodies were kids and I buried them. That's fucked up. But the whole game's fucked up. Made it to the coast finally. It's gorgeous. Flowers everywhere. There's this thick morning gloom. Doesn't seem like military ever came through here. Maybe it was too spread out. I wish Dina could see this. She'd lose her shit. I like the sound of the waves. Heading down to the coast. Haven't seen people in a few days or intact sailboats. What if Tommy was wrong? What if they're not here anymore? I can't think about that. And then 2425 Constance, which she found at the boat. Well, Young Kaba says he thinks that the words Vest game sums it up perfectly. Well, there you go. What did I have for dinner? I had a pile of dog duty. No, I didn't. I had delicious Italian bake, including some penne pasta, parsley, basil, chicken Italian-style meatballs, mozzarella cheese, diced tomatoes, tomato paste, tomato sauce, peanut butter, anchovies, cream of wheat. Alright, no, it didn't have any of that stuff, but a lot of those ingredients were real, and it was pretty damn good. I love it. It's one of my favorite dishes that my wife makes me, so. I say that like she only makes it for me. No, she makes it for both of us because it's so good. She loves it, too. Okay. Alright. Anything else over here? Looks like there's an area here.
I think I can get out that way.
I don't care. I'm looking over here for stuff. I don't care about that way. Oh, okay. She draws her bow. That means there's an enemy. See that? Oh, there's a few enemies out here. Two down, on the ground, safe and sound. Get that arrow back, baby. Hell yeah. Not this one. This one shattered. It's kind of like, I'd say about 50-50 chance, right? 50-50 chance with her bow. With Abby, it's like 80% chance. Very rare if you don't get your arrow back with Abby. No way I could drop down here. That's going to be some limb-cracking action. I Killed Phil Chu said, hello, would you consider putting seating outside the office window and selling premium tickets to see the show live in person? I'll have to think about that, of course. You'd have to stay at least 6 feet away. We know that. And I'd require you to wear a face mask. That one's dead. One arrow left. Yep, that's it. Only one arrow left. Can I craft more? Absolutely not. I need tape. So that's it for the arrows. After this, I'll have to start using the silenced pistol for a bit. I think I need to sneak through these two vehicles here. Do a little squeeze play. Oh, yeah! Immediately caught like an idiot. You sucker. And now get impaled by a random tree. How nice. How fucking nice. Oh, you're joking. What a nice plot device. She drops her fucking knife. Yeah, see, if she wasn't impaled, she could probably wriggle enough out of there up to get to the rope, but she's impaled, so now she's going to be pretty tough to get down. What the fuck is she going to do? She could swing, but she'd have to swing towards maybe the tree and try not to get impaled and hold on to the tree, then maybe climb the tree. I don't know. Stray Cash Homie just resubscribed for 7 months at 32 total. Thank you, Stray Cash Homie. Oh, look, she's covered in her own blood. Mr. Papavera just cheered and he said, just because it's a zombie apocalypse doesn't mean you don't need to wear a mask. And Only Ice Coffee cheers said, I guess me and Young Kaba are talking to each other through bits now. Oh my god.
See? We got a live one.
That is not Abby.
This bitch is fucked up. I'd be lucky if she lasts a month. Can we please just say we're done for the day?
Yeah. Get that thing down. Let's reset the trash.
Really, man? I mean, is she even worth the trip back? It's not like...
Oh, you idiot! This guy is a...
no.
Are you kidding me? This is the... That's the worst guy ever! Are you shitting me? He's supposed to be a survivor and he backs into a fucking infected that's already trapped. You fucking idiot. The biggest buffoon. How the hell is he alive?
Honey?
Looks like you shit your pants.
Fuck you say?
Oh, bitch.
You like funny, huh? Get up.
Come on.
Get up.
We don't need
No, man,
this.
she's fucked up anyway, man. Come on. Yeah, it's funny, right? It's funny.
Serious?
Come on. Laugh.
The joke's on you, dummy. Good, she got him. The worst survivors ever. These motherfuckers are alive. They're this dumb and they're alive.
Abby. You're looking for an Abby, right? We picked one up a couple months ago.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, no, big girl. Blonde. Arms like mine. She had a scrawny kid with cuts by his mouth. Yeah, that's her. You let me go. I'll tell you where she is. We'll get to her before that infection takes over.
No infection, stupid. Yeah, she's immune.
Talk.
She's in a holding cell at our camp.
Where's that?
Head that way till you hit the railroad track. That'll lead you to a resort. We keep them in the tall, round building.
Tall, round building. Okay.
I I swear.
Yep, she was gonna kill him anyway. Her side is fucked up, so the question is gonna be, where did that impale her? Did it go into something that's vital, like an organ? Did it just pierce and now it's gonna bleed out, or will it be able to coagulate? That's a very, very weird spot to be stabbed because you don't know what it pierced, and she probably has no fucking clue.
Tracks to resort. Tall round building.
All right, chances are she's fine because look.
Tracks to resort. Tall round building.
High caliber silver trophy. I don't know what that's for. She sewed it up, so she's okay. It definitely didn't pierce an organ there.
Over here! Aim for his leg!
We'll go back.
Is that a gun? He's got a gun!
God damn it.
Shit. All right.
Fuck did he get a gun? Tell the others to
Oh, a silent submachine gun? Holy shit.
Got out. Watch out for infected.
I don't even want to waste the ammo on that thing. I'm still going to use my
anyone
handgun.
helped him. They're going in the fucking pool. Waste.
He was acting up for a while. This is the third this month.
There's a dog.
Ready to put more people on the gate?
People on the gate need to do their fucking jobs. Go look around. I want to know he was alone. We're under attack! Thinking...
Mateo!
Oh, shit. That's annoying. There was a dog with them. I didn't know. Bad move! It's just a dog. It doesn't know any better. It's sad. Of all the people that just had to kill, I'm sad I had to kill the dog the most.
Big group.
Alright.
I better find her before these idiots kill her.
Yeah, this group is stupid as fuck. It looks like the only reason they survived is because they have guns. That's really it. It seems like they have guns and lots of them. Because outside of that, these people are fucking dumb as dirt. They're terrible at surviving. They make fucking noise. They walk into the infected. I mean, they're boneheads. How on earth they survived this long besides a copious amount of ammo, I have no idea. But they are pathetic compared to everyone else you run into in the game, right? Here's some ammo. Grab all the shit that came off of them. Okay, Deadshot Shady tipped me $15 to become the top tipper of the night and says, well, I've been watching this in Heavy Rain, loved your content over the years and your playthroughs on demand. I want to support you on the stream. You deserve positivity after all the shit that you've been through. Love you, Phil. Thank you very much, Deadshot Shady. What a nice message and what a nice contribution. Very much appreciated. Biggest tip of the night so far. That's going to take us up to $45 in tips here on the stream, right? That is a 30? Yes, it's 30. So, thank you for that. Also, Papa Vera has cheers. The silencers are not as quiet as movies and games make them out to be. They're still pretty noisy. Yeah, well, I think what the point of a silencer in real life is that no one outside of your immediate vicinity would know about it. Like, a gunshot in reality is super fucking loud, right? Ridiculously loud. People are going to hear it from all around when a gun goes off. But if you have a silencer on, people near you and in a, you know, the vicinity will know, but people down 2 blocks down are not going to hear the gunshot going off. That's really what I think it was supposed to be for. It's not like super duper silenced gunshot, which would be ridiculously, you know, unrealistic. I mean, I think like in spy movies they used to have, oh, this state-of-the-art silencer, and then it was like quiet and shit, you know? Alright, I got a few more arrows, that's good. That's a good thing. Obviously I gotta go that way. Again, the appearance of open world is probably not. It's probably very linear. But, you know, it's worth exploring around here for any extra resources or whatever. It looks like there's no way to get inside that hut. It doesn't look like there's any way to get inside that building. It's probably just scenery. What about this big-ass building? Volleyful says it's a suppressor, not a silencer. Well, I think they're different things, correct? A suppressor is just supposed to muffle the sound, while a silencer, in effect, is supposed to silence the gun completely. So maybe there's different things. Maybe perhaps we're talking about different things. That could be possible. Do I own firearms? Yes, I have a small arsenal at my home. I have 3 Panzer tanks, an F-15 Tomcat, and I have at least 4 different models of chainsaw based off of Evil Dead, you know, Ash. So I'm good to go. If anyone comes in here, I mean, you're gonna be mulch on the wall, of course. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, no, I also have a mech suit. You know, it took me a while to build the whole thing, but I really like my mech suit. Nah, I'm good with the melee weapon I got. Oh, what's that? Full. I guess I should see if I should craft here. Nothing in the toilet. No. Anything else? I would love a suppressor, but I can't. Oh, no, it's a silencer, not suppressor, actually. I would love a silencer, but I can't make one right now. I can make an explosive if I want. Right? A trap. Explosive trap. I guess I'll make another one. Alright. You keep an Uzi under your pillow. I mean, that's very commonplace here in Washington State. At least half the people I know at least have like a bazooka somewhere in their homes. It's very common. What the... Dude, people are just fucking weird. Oh, I don't know. I have the light on. It's daytime. Luggage carts. You know what? This was a train station. Yeah, this was a train station. People were waiting for the train to arrive here. If they release Mario Galaxy for the Switch, will I play it? Well, I've already played Mario Galaxy once. I guess I would like to replay it, and I never played Mario Galaxy 2. So those would probably be ones I would play. God damn it, still not enough of this? What do I need? Fucking 27 feet of tape to fucking make a single item? Like a mummy wrap your body in tape to make an arrow. Okay. Grab everything here. First day, yeah, I'm already maxed. Maxed on health. I don't know how my light came on. I don't remember turning it on. Okay, so I think this area... See, again, the illusion of open world, it's not. That over there is where I came from. So now we head this way. Alright. This is completely blocked off. Looks like maybe, I don't know, maybe the military were here and closed it off. Oh. Okay. More of these assholes. 2? Looks like only 2. Nope, 3. There's one in the building.
I saw someone. I'll check it out.
Oh, I got no suppressor. I'll have to use this.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
Did you see someone? Do you think you saw someone? So there you go. Slit the throat. Instant kill. Unlike Abby, who would have probably been just putting him to sleep. Take no chances. Don't care about the stealth kill, just fucking hit him with an arrow. Oh shit, there's a guy with a dog. Okay. Might need the SMG for that. Looks like he's patrolling outside the building. Just outside the building. Very close. If I'm careful, I might be alright. There was another one walking over there. I don't see them anymore. They might have walked away. Or it might be out of her listening range. What is she doing right now? What is she doing? Look at this. She got a bug in her pants or something. Alright, there's someone across the street. Can't see him because of the sunlight. Looks like there's a lot on this street. Look at this. Oh, God, there are a lot coming up. Alright, good. That's what I wanted, the suppressor. Everything else should be alright. Yeah, we're alright. Okay. Young Kaba did a 302-bit cheer and said, I made a little Phil Sonic to a thinking face. Yeah, he took the Sonic, the Phil Sonic emo, DSP Sonic emo, and he added a little, Thank you, Young Kaba, for the top cheer. It's Kaba, right? C-O-B-B-A? Yes. Thank you for that. Hello, Yoshino Lover. Thank you for that. He says, hope I'm well. I appreciate that. Yes, I still do own a Wii U. I never sold my Wii U. I still have it. Okay, those two are right there. There's two more way far off over there. And there's another one over there. There's a lot of assholes in this neighborhood, man. This shit ain't no joke right now. If only I had a silenced sniper rifle. I could take them all out. I might get him through this window. It's okay. That was good. Got the two. They don't know where exactly I am. So they come in here and I take them out one by one. That's fine. In reality, I could put down a trap, but I really want to save those for the infected.
Spread out, do a sweep. Find her, quick!
Fuck me.
What? There's only 3. You're alright. What are you worried about? They have no clue where you are. Good, I hope they all come right up to the building so I kill them all, because they're stupid as fuck. Oh, here we go. This is going to be so easy. Ready?
Next.
Pretty sure I...
See anything? Oh, God. What? Got you now!
And done. In reality, he got lucky. Because I did get him first, but they all have these helmets on, so I can't get any headshots on these fuckers.
Oh, fuck. My side.
I told you it was easy. They're so dumb. They all just lined right up. They all walked in together. They didn't look at any corners. They walked in together as a cluster. I mean, of course they're gonna get killed. Human Milk to the $1.30 said, shout out to King Goken, Omnibus Wagon, Straight Cash Homie, the only mods I trust. And a name that I'm definitely not saying, to the $1, am I committed to Tony Hawk in September? I don't know. And the reason I say that is because I probably can't play the soundtrack. It's all licensed music, and even Twitch is coming down hard on people who play licensed music on their streams now, and I'm kind of nervous about it. I could play it with no music, and people have told me the music is so important to Tony Hawk that it wouldn't be the same, and it would basically ruin the playthrough, and I shouldn't play it without the music. So I'm kind of completely torn on if I should play Tony Hawk or not.
Tracks to the resort.
Wait, what? Tracks to the resort? Oh, this way? I guess this is it. Oh, all right, well, before I do that then, let me loot the rest of the neighborhood quickly. M. Roy just sent me another $5. Said, I remember back in your Machinima days, you made me familiar with Hutch, who was also with Machinima at the time, and I thank you for that because I've been a follower of his on social media. He seems like a great down-to-earth dude. Yeah, in reality, I don't even know what happened because if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong with my memory, it's been a long time, he, like, just started randomly talking junk about me, like, out of nowhere, and I didn't even know who he was at the time. So I was, like, taken aback. He was one of the very first people who was a content creator on the internet who started talking shit about me when I didn't know who the hell he was. And once we actually started interacting and talking, basically we kind of got along, and that was the end of the grudge. There really was no grudge there. And a few months later, he helped me get partnered with Machinima, which was really nice. I don't know. I did like back in the day, stuff like that was just stupid. You know, drama for the sake of drama. Maybe he was trying to stir up some drama. I don't know, to get some attention for his audience. Who knows what the point was. I know I didn't really give a shit about it. The fact that he was trying to talk shit about me at first was, like, disheartening, because I was a newcomer to YouTube. I'm like, damn, why does someone want to, like, talk shit about me? Oh, here's a new log. Pam to me $1 said, I've ever cried over a game or movie? Absolutely. I cried over many games and movies over the years. Absolutely I have. Thank you for the dollar tip, Pam. Carlton Jr. Chief said he's nothing compared to Steve Jones. Well, I would say Steve Jones was annoying. That was the very first time I ever got a false copyright strike on my channel. But Steve Jones was just a temporary setback, while there were things over the years that have completely fucked me over way worse than Steve Jones ever did. On to the next segment. Warren Pooh to me $1 for being a lone wolf's cool, except at wolf picnics when you have to partner for the wolf wheelbarrow race. What? What? Okay. I have no idea what the hell that means, but okay. I don't know if he's referencing the wolves from this game or what. I'm going to keep the melee weapon I got. Okay. So anyway, that's a $1 tip. Young Kaba just did a 50-bit cheer. Oh, fuck. Was I 53? I forgot. Yes. Young Kaba cheer, he said, thanks for a good stream. I have to go. Can't wait for more Animal Crossing and more Vesta games. See you next time. All right, Young Kaba. Have a good night. And thanks for the cheers, man. Thanks for the support. Black Mage C-Type just resubscribed for 29 months. Thank you, Black Mage, for the ongoing support as well. Appreciate that. Oh. I think we've arrived. Look at this.
Oh, God.
It looks like they got people enslaved. Yeah.
That looks like a tall, round building.
Yes, it does. There it is. It looks like they got people enslaved here, working for them.
How do I get in there?
Probably gotta go through another building, to the side of something, you know, the usual. Not the direct route. A note. I'm dead. Bye-bye. Hey, Rowlers, it's Mackenzie. I'm out free. My husband died picking your fucking tomatoes. The rest of the lonely stragglers will be back with others. Your time is coming. So, basically, they're enslaving people, and then people are getting free and trying to, like, rise up against them. Interesting. Maybe we're going to show up just when some people show up to attack them, and we can use that as cover in order to do what we need to do here. That's what I'm going to guess is going to happen. Turn the fucking flashlight off.
Come on, you can do it. Just a little closer, buddy.
Dude, leave him alone. He can't feel anything.
Fuck that. I promised him I'd do this to him.
Fucked up, Bobby.
Bet you wish you didn't try to escape now, don't you, Anthony?
So you got infected. Can I free him? Oh shit, I can. Go ahead, Anthony. Have at it. Alright, that's fucking awesome. I like that a lot. Like, yeah, what were you just saying, asshole? Okay, phew.
Huh? Run away!
Oh, there's a lot. This ain't good. Oh boy, I gotta put that up quick. Okay, go. I'm alright. Oh shit, there's a circular saw right there. Wonder if we can use that.
She ducked over there!
Where? Over here! Well, fuck off.
Push forward!
I'm on it.
9 bullets. It's enough to kill one. We got one way up there in a building. One by themselves. Nice. Oh, you're gonna ask me a few questions, huh? No, I don't think so. Cool. Now, you gotta wonder, why is this like an infinite suppressor on this gun, right? This gun is a suppressor that never runs out? How is that possible? Okay, there's someone right there. Right? No. No, they're in the next room. I'm gonna have a lot to loot when these guys are dead. Alright. There we go. I think we're okay now. Yep. Music just adjourned.
These are some sick fucks.
Yeah, fucking yeah, slaves. Prepared for the worst. Is that a gold trophy? I wonder what that's for. I wonder what the hell I just got a gold trophy for. I honestly don't know. I craft another regular arrow. I don't know why she keeps pulling out this gun. I don't want her to. I got a few contributions that came in. Hold on, guys. Let me loot this area before I read out anything. There's a bench there. Why I would have wanted to go up here, I have no idea. That would have really given me away, right? Any items in here? A lot of melee weapons. I think they intended that maybe I would have wanted to run around and just do melee a lot. I liked that I could let the freaking infected out and he basically distracted them all. That was pretty good. That's dead end. Probably going through that building right there, I would think. Maybe not. Maybe this building? They're playing cards in here. Eating chips. Yeah, that's probably where I need to go to advance, so I don't want to do that yet. I'm just trying to grab as many crafted components as I can and then go... Oh, come on, again? Really? They're not giving up on this. Spark Thug. Well, I think they gave up on the names. Spark Thug? That's bad even for, like, a really bad knockoff 1990s, you know, horrible comic book company. Spark Thug. Alright, let me loot this. Good, ammo. Excellent. I haven't used the shotgun in a bit because I used the ammo on those, infected earlier. Ooh. 2 arrows, that's good. So you probably want to use the SMG on the humans, and you want to use the shotgun on the infected. That's my guess. Alright, I think I've looted everything. Let's head over and see if I can craft anything. I don't think... Oh, Hermione says it was find all the workbenches in the game is a gold trophy. Alright, so I got a gold trophy because I found all the workbenches. We're definitely near the end now if this is the final... Alright, if this is the final workbench, anything I got I should use. 16 I can't use. So I was pretty close to upgrading everything. I needed a rangefinder, the fire rate, and of course I barely did anything on the revolver. That's not bad. Okay. Alright, so a few shout-outs. Carlton Jr. Cheers says, you missed my cheer earlier. Would you mind if they did another Last of Us game with a different set of characters? Would you think that would be stupid? I mean, they could. It could be set in the same world in a different cast, but no one's going to like it. Master Shake tipped $1.30 and said, I cried during Marley and Me. I vowed to never watch it again. I Kill Phil cheered and said, be careful saying the word slavery or enslaved. Why? I can say it if I want. It's what's happening in the game. More improved to the dollar said, we want to continue the war on terror. We have to get rid of start in the nation's haunted houses. What? What? M. Roy to me $1.30 says, I've whiplash from Rockstar having the audacity to put out GTA 5 again. 3 console generations for the same game. I love Rockstar, but that business model is the epitome of low down and ain't shit. Anonymous cheer did a 100-bit cheer, and then Spark Thug to me $5 said, bro, chill. So the actual Spark Thug hero was watching my stream and is very upset now, so I apologize to Spark Thug. I'll have to watch my comments from now on. Get a better name, though. That's really bad. It's really poor. Okay. There we go. I mean, I can't do any of the things I would want. I need more tape and more paper, or cloth, or whatever the fuck it's called. I guess I'll make extra arrows, and I guess I'll make an extra explosive. Why wouldn't I, right? I still don't have the final 4 supplements I need to do Endure. Alright, I definitely don't want that equipped. Let's go back to the suppressed SMG for now, and I'll probably switch back if I need to. I would really like to craft a suppressor for the handgun, but I don't think that's going to happen. At this point, I think we might be nearing the end of the game here. It's probably like the last couple sequences, if any left. We'll find out. Oh, shit. Find out in a second.
Okay.
She's not... Okay, she doesn't pull out the bow and arrow. There's no enemies. I don't know why they didn't figure this out. But, yeah, if there's no enemies, she keeps everything stacked on her back, so you don't have to be worried about that shit. I don't know why they did it like that. There's nothing in here. Someone's playing music. There's a magazine stand there. Yeah, someone's playing music. Well, prepare for content ID, I guess. Right? I'll probably try to get past that music and then I'll make a new video. That way, the final part of the playthrough doesn't get hit by fucking content ID. Stupid fucking shit. Climbing here? Yes.
It's all around building. There it is.
Oh yeah, I recognize that song. I've heard that song before.
Fuck all these assholes.
Huh? Oh shit. There's more infected chained up. I gotta let them loose. I gotta let all the infected loose. Yeah, I'm definitely getting content ID for this shit. Right in the neck. But the thing is, I'm the only one near it. So if I let it out, it might actually come after me. I might just want to skip it. Sneak by it. So I actually think they're using these as guards, right? They're using the infected to guard certain areas. Make it harder for people to sneak through. I can make a first aid kit or... Oh, yes. That's what I wanted. The suppressor. Good. I'll hold on to this and, you know, just in case. Then arrows? Arrows are full. Oh, my God. Arrows are full? Oh, it's explosive arrow. Never mind.
Yes.
So much for him. Alright, there's a couple humans over there. There's a human way up there. Sneak around this pit. TM52 Twitch says, do you know you can hold people hostage and feed them to the infected via command? How are you like this last section of the game? If only the story weren't shit. Alright, there's a guy right there. Can I climb up here? No, I don't think so. But I can climb up here. There's 2 of them. Yeah, shit is right. You're deep in it. Whoa, there's one above me. That's annoying. Well, looks like we're going to the 2nd floor. I'm alright. I'm fine. If they come down these stairs, they're completely fucked. That's exactly what I want. Hi.
Right in here!
That's exactly what I wanted. Line right the fuck up. Am I alright? I might be alright. Here they come. Okay, here comes a couple more. Okay. How many more idiots want to come to me in my safe space? Come a little closer. Hello! How you doing? They are not smart at all. Wow! I think we're good. Those are the infected. Is that an infected? Or is that just an idiot standing there doing nothing? I don't know, but at any rate, look at the fucking bodies in here. Holy shit, man. Yeah, whoever that is, it's probably an infected just standing there. Just gonna ignore them. I fucking slaughtered them all. Dude, it's mass death. No, that guy's glitched. He's standing over there and not attacking. You notice that, right? He's just standing there. He's not attacking. I think he's completely glitched out. I can't move. Yeah, he's glitched. He's standing in this doorway. Well, she was standing in the doorway. Not anymore. Yeah, pop out again. They never learn. I think there's one more human. Right there. That's the last one. Might as well kill him. Wow. Complete idiot. I think that's it. Yeah, I did. I cleared them out.
Fuckers.
Yeah, I killed every one of them. Wow. Completely stupid.
Don't stop now.
Okay, wow, they are bad. They are bad at what they do. Like I said, it seems like they have like minimal training and everything. They just fucking, the only reason they survived is because they have guns. That's about it. Because they're just dumb as dirt, man. Excuse me. Alright, we got like, look at all the ammo I got now. Now I'm like really nicely loaded with ammo and everything. They just came right to me and allowed me to slaughter them. Wow. I already looted this room, okay. I don't even need the food. Or I guess I could take it. Why not take it? Alright, a few more shout-outs. Timmy tipped me $1. Talking about dedicated wham on a server. I don't know what the fuck that means. Bad Guy cheered, said, what do you think of the game? I missed pretty much your whole playthrough. I would recommend you check out the playthrough. I'm not going to try to summarize 2 weeks of gameplay into a minute. Unless you watch the review right after I beat it tonight, because as soon as I beat it, I'm reviewing it live. Okay? Alright. So I just got a cheer from Carlton Jr. He said, it's cool the Scars and Wolves are noticeably smarter and better trained than them in the game. Yeah, they are. I mean, these are the dumbest people. The Wolves are way better than these guys. These guys seem to have numbers and ammo, but absolutely no smarts. They are just really stupid. Like, there was all those infected down there, and I thought, oh, maybe if I release the infected, I'll distract the enemies in this house, right? That's what I was thinking. But then I was like, they might come for me, so I'll just see what happened. I go right through them. I went right through them. Jenny's sending along some extra beef, grapefruit potatoes I just got. They've been impressed with how many strays I've captured and wanted to reward me. We're seeing the best crop we've seen since we settled here. Blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You're dead anyway. I know that's harsh. Nobody cares. I just fucking killed your entire group because you're all dumbasses. Alright, look at this ammo I'm finding now. This is, pretty damn good. Time to reload, lock and load everything that I've got. Let's see here. This is loaded. Shotgun loaded? No. Because I increased the capacity of the shotgun. Look at that. Okay. My arrows, I got a ton of arrows. This is nuts. I got so much, man. Alright. Okay, so where am I headed? Maybe up there. Yeah, I think what I need to do is get up that staircase, find a way around here. Maybe not. I thought that's what I would need to do. Yeah, here we go. This is going to get me out to that area. Anything here? It looked like there was something, but no. Alright, so they're all dead. Is there any more coming? Maybe, probably will be. I knew it.
I don't know. Gotta be a fucking spray. Shit. Spread out. Guard the tower.
Yeah, the next wave of them. I might be able to sneak by all of them. They're seriously so stupid. I wouldn't be surprised if I just walked by all of them. I hate that it always defaults to the shoulder and you can't get it to go to the other shoulder by default. I hate that.
Shut it.
Wow, lots of ammo on that guy. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going, so I guess I'm going to have to kill them all. I don't want to, but I'm going to end up having to. There's 3 right there, and there's an asshole here. Another idiot. One, two, three, 4. I see 4. Wait, why does this guy have no shadow?
Oh, shit.
I think he's glitched. He has no shadow. Look at that. He has no... Yeah, there's nothing there. That's not supposed to be like that. Why would he have nothing? I think he's glitched out.
Okay.
Alright, I see 3 coming up. One of them is just a complete buffoon standing right there. Another one's behind them standing there. They're all standing there. I guess the best way to do this would be to distract them and then kill them from behind. Or...
You hear that? Listen, shit! What? Here, boy, get
Oh my god. It's so pathetic.
I think it came from back there! Ah! We got a live one! Right here!
He ran. He's the last guy.
Over there!
No, there's 2. That was a bad move. You don't want to be there. That was the last place you wanted to be. Up close when I got a shotgun.
Almost there. Where are these fucking prisoners?
That's it. The music stopped. I killed them all again. Oh my god. No one hit me. I don't think anyone even fired at me, did they? No one even fired. Outstanding. Who do I like better, Jimi Hendrix or Eric Clapton? Oh, fuck. How dare you ask me a question like that on the stream? They're both so good. Ask me a question about 2 of the all-time greats. I don't know. I can't decide. They're both good. Alright, I think I did it. That's it. Clean sweep. Ha! BCGT said they wanted to die. They hated being part of the game. They wanted to be put out of their misery. Wow. That's dark. Okay. Crabcock Shooter said, did you enjoy your dinner, your Italian bake? Yes, I did. He's relieved the game will be over tonight. Timbo Shooter said, the AI is so bad in this part, I just wanted the game to end, so I ran all the way through all of them and no one even hit me. Wow. Well, I at least want to pretend like there's a semblance of gameplay here. You know. Admittedly, they were pretty fucking stupid right there. This might be the end. This might actually be it. Yeah, look. This might be it. The fact that she blocked it off and everything. Okay. Through here. Yep. Why did she just walk in nonchalantly? That was pretty dumb. Ooh, very nice. Take the eye out. Ha ha! Nice. Hell yeah.
All right, come on, let's go.
Hey, where's Abby? She's bit.
Keep back.
Hey, don't put that fucking thing in
Hey,
me.
hey. Abby tried to escape. She's down in the pillars.
The pillars?
Head down to the beach.
Oh god. She's dead.
She's probably already dead.
Yeah. The pillars? They probably strap her to a pillar at the beach and let the tide come in. That's what it sounds like. Some kind of fucking fucked up torture device. Where she basically drowns as the tide comes in. That's what it sounds like. I eat shit tip the dollar said, where's the fucking vest? We haven't hit the tip skull yet. That's why there's no vest. Thanks for the dollar tip. Okay. I get the feeling this is the final segment right now.
Where are you?
See, Ellie's on her last legs at this point. She's really fucked up and she just wants it to end. So dumb. She's just gonna get to Abby and want to kill her, and that's gonna be the end of it. Consumed by hate. They got a big ass war going on. Nah, they're done. That's what they get. She's gonna make sure Abby's dead, and that's probably just the end of the game, and it's probably a terrible ending. That's my guess. There's not gonna be anything exciting. It's because it's gonna be shit. Complete shit. Duty all over your fucking screen. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if it's getting dark and that's why it's harder to see, or if they're trying to simulate that Abby is actually like bleeding out and losing her sight. Boy, did I call it! That's exactly what I called. Yup. They fucking strap them to pillars, the tide comes in and kills them all, and then these birds eat their ass. Fuck. Missouri Lover Trudy said the guy was about to kill her after she saved all their asses. What an ungrateful prick. Yeah, but he didn't. He had, you know. Ugh.
Abby?
She ain't gonna be in that grouping there. She won't be there, that's why this is here. She can't even make it up. No? She can't make it up here. Alright, I guess we do have to go back. Huh. Here's a fucking skeleton. That one's been here a while. Oh, fuck. Another skeleton. No, you can't go up here? What am I looking for? Oh, what's this? That's not Abby. Oh, it is! Holy fuck, looks nothing like her. Oh my god, she's been there a while. No wonder it didn't look like her. Right? So she gonna let her down or kill her? Or let her down and then kill her? She came all this way, she's definitely going to kill her. She's not gonna be sympathetic here. Lev is still alive? Oh shit.
Abby. I got you. I got you. They're both this way.
She's gonna kill them both. It's gonna be the darkest ending. She's gonna end up killing them both anyway. Yeah, I'm calling it. She's gonna kill them both. Overcome with her hatred, which is why she came back to begin with. She gave up her fucking life. Her life of happiness to come here. She's not gonna come all the way here to free her and then let her go. She's definitely killing her. She would probably know there's boats that way because she was trying to escape and found them, but then probably couldn't get there with Lev or something. Well, here's the boats from the intro of the game. You only see one at the intro of the game, so you gotta wonder, one gets away, one doesn't. Who's it gonna be? Now we know what the significance of the boats are. Not controlling her anymore. And a surprise twist, Abby kills Ellie! I wouldn't be surprised at anything at this point. I really wouldn't. The most misery possible. Yep. She can't let it go. She can't let it go.
I can't let you leave.
Nah.
I'm not doing this. No. I'm not gonna fight you. Yes, you will. He's not a part of this. You made him a part of this. Okay. Okay.
Oh my god. I can't believe they're actually fighting at the end of this game. Oh my god. Ugh. Wow. She's gonna cut her up. She has no defense at all. None. She's malnourished, completely dehydrated, sunburned. Look at this. What's she gonna do? And no weapon. Oh my god. Fucking disgusting is what it is. Whatever. Oh my god. Yeah, I really wanted to do this. I really wanted to cut up one of the protagonists of the game at the end. It's really great. Very entertaining. Prime entertainment. Well, someone's dying here, if not both. Yeah, she got her. That's it. And they make you do it, of course. They make you do it. No, she got it out. Oh my god, this is ludicrous at this point. She's bleeding everywhere. She's okay. Oh my god. She teleported during her punches. You can't hit her ever. There's no way to hit her. This is ludicrous. Why is this happening? Why are we still doing this? It's like two limp noodles striking each other at this point. This is a joke. There, she's out of energy now. Yeah, she's out of energy. Yep. She's running out, you can see. She got nothing left. She's all cut up and dying. Look at her face. Oh my god, this is so nasty, man. Why would anyone want to play this part of the game? This is fucking sick. This is fucking sick. Now she's gonna drown it. Oh my god. I don't want to do this. This is disgusting. I'm disgusted. Oh, it's not over. We got more. That's it. She's done now. She's bleeding out and drowning. Yeah, that's it. Abby's dead. The only way Abby survives is if Lev gets up and stabs Ellie from behind. Which looks like it ain't happening. Yeah, that's it. I called it. I said she was gonna fucking kill her. Yeah, do it for Joel. He really would have wanted you to do this, Ellie. Oh my god! Oh my god. Oh.
Just take him.
What'd she do? Yeah, I think her fingers are fucked up. She bit her hand, right? Yeah. She bit her hand. I think she ripped her fingers apart or something. With a bite. Well, thank you, Only Iced Coffee, for a 350-bit cheer, and thank you, Crabcock, for a 100-bit cheer. And so she does get away. So now, everyone's a hero. Because you're supposed to like Abby by the end of the game, because she went through the same redemption story that Joel did in the first game. And now, even though Ellie went out to kill her, she actually saved the life of her and Lev, and then let them go, so now she's a hero too. So now, we forgive everything that happened throughout the entirety of the game, everyone's good. Right? Oh yeah, look, she lost her fingers, she bit her fucking fingers right off. Yuck. Play cool, $2 million, so I liked the ending. For the direction the game wanted to go, it made perfect sense. It's interesting, it requires quality of execution Neil didn't have. Still, can you enjoy the game by the end, but no more of these games, please. He liked the game and says, don't make any more of these games. That's pretty funny. He liked the game and said, don't do it, don't do this again. So, see, some people would argue that this was pointless. From Neil Druckmann's perspective, this was not pointless. This was a story of ultimate redemption. Ellie, overcome by hatred, goes through this mass killing spree, right? Can't forgive Abby. Even gives up her life here to go get Abby, but then the ultimate redemption is that she forgives Abby and lets her go. Oh. Timbo Slice Judy said, this ending makes the game pointless and the game didn't even need to be made. Well, so there's only two possible, okay, there's three possible endings right now. I don't know how it's going to end. Number one, she walks in, Dina and the baby are there happy, and they live happily ever after. Number two, she walks in and the infected have killed the whole family, ultimate fuck you ending. Or number 3, she walks into the house is empty. Gina had enough of her shit and left. So it's one of the 3. Right now, it doesn't seem like there's any infected in there. But I don't hear any humans either. The house looks empty. The house is empty. Yep, Dina left. She took everything. She said, fuck this. If your life is all about being consumed by rage and revenge, then I don't want to be a part of it, especially because I'm raising a kid. Yep. Wonder if she even left a note. What was that? I thought I saw an icon to loot. I was like, looting at this point is a little late. Crowd wants to know if I think there'll be a Last of Us 3. I do think there'll be a Last of Us 3. This game sold so well, I can't imagine them not making a Last of Us 3. Seriously. Nothing. Everything's empty. Wait. Can you see your reflection? Wait. She won't look at herself. Another touch. The rest of the game, whenever she got to a mirror, she would look at it and pose. She refuses to look at herself in the mirror at the end of the game. Ha! Emeroy took me $5 and said Last of Us 3 Ellie rescues humanity and cures the pandemic, out in 2027. Alright. Good lord. Alright. This has got to be the end. Oh, okay. Yup, once again. Wait, now she will look at herself. So it was a glitch. I thought, oh, here's an artistic touch. She won't look at herself. No, it was a glitch. I gave way too much credit, I guess. I actually thought that would have been an artistic touch. I was wrong. I was wrong. That's what I get. Everything nicely folded. The bed stripped. Shellcon artist took me $7. A perfect time to stop and play guitar. Yeah, why not? Let's see, what should we play? When a problem comes along, you must whip it. Why not? Why not just start playing some guitar music? Tibble Slice Cheese said, legit question. This was the first game. Would you make you want another? No. No. Absolutely not. She left all the art. Yeah, look. She left all the art. She took everything else, but she left all the art. All her stuff is still here, basically. Wow, that was empty. That wasn't very refreshing. Just like this game, it wasn't very refreshing at all. How appropriate that I'd be out of water and a parched mouth at the end of this game. Oh my god, you weren't kidding? I thought Timbo Slice was kidding. She's gonna play the fucking guitar? She's gonna play the guitar! Oh my lord. I thought you were joking. So now she's playing the same song, If I Ever Were to Lose You. Yep. Oh, she can't play it because she doesn't have the 2 fingers. So it's the ultimate fuck you. She can't ever play Joel's song ever again because she's missing 2 fingers. Oh, shit. So she can't even have that most important memory of her and Joel because of her quest for revenge. She got fucked. That was the artistic touch. She couldn't play it because she doesn't have the fingers. Wow. She lost everything. She lost her girlfriend. She lost the baby, the family. She lost, you know, probably the people of Jackson, although I'm sure they would have her back. She lost the ability to play the fucking song. So let me guess. This is after the stupid barn dance. She forgives Joel.
What are you drinking?
Coffee.
Where'd you get that?
One drop of coffee and a cup full of whiskey.
Those people that came through last week. A little embarrassed as to what I had to trade to get it, but not bad.
I had Seth under control.
Yep, that's what it is. Right after the barn scene. I knew it.
And you need to stop harassing Jesse about my patrols.
Okay. Dina. Is she your girlfriend?
No, that was just one kiss. It doesn't mean anything. She just, I don't know why she did that.
But you do like her.
Stupid.
I have no idea what that girl's intentions are, but I do know that she would be lucky to have you.
You're such an asshole.
Haha. Wow. Thanks for the compliment, asshole.
I was supposed to die in that hospital. My life would have fucking mattered. But you took that from me.
If somehow the Lord gave me a second chance at that moment, I would do it all over again.
Of course he would, because that's who he is. He's a person who's committed to his actions. That's why people hate that he's not in the game, because he's the strong character that's missing from this fucking game.
I just,
Not these wishy-washy characters that go back and forth and back and
I
forth.
don't think I can ever forgive you for that. But I would like to try.
I'd like that.
By the way, I'm not sad because of this moment. I'm sad because I read the script for the sequel. Ugh. Thank you, Only Iced Coffee. Gifted us up to Nihilistic Goldfish.
I'll see you around.
Yep.
Golden Nobles, seriously, you have to agree after all Joel did for Ellie, she was such an asshole to him. God feel bad for him. And that's it. That's gotta be it. No. More. Shia LaBeouf gifted us up to Chalupa Prince. Congratulations, Chalupa Prince. Thank you, Shia LaBeouf, for the support. So that's it. She leaves the guitar behind because she realizes that that past is over. There's no way that she wants to remember her past with Joel with that song anymore. She can't even play it, so she leaves it all behind. So, ultimately, the game leaves us with general, morality stories that are very easy to figure out. We could have figured out within the first 20 minutes that the revenge storyline was not going to pan out well for anyone. Sonic Fighter cheered. He said, it blows my mind we come to see Joel as Survivor, someone who's cautious and aware. He's done it for like 25 years. The fact in the beginning he trusts random strangers and gives them his name out like that makes no sense towards the Joel we know. No kidding. The game is absolutely full of plot holes and out of character actions for the sake of advancing the plot and using plot devices to push a narrative. That's why people don't like the story of this game. As I said this, I'm going to review the game in a minute, but my major problem with the game isn't the game itself, it's that it's The Last of Us Part 2. Because you had to call back to characters from the first game in order to get that name notoriety, but then you made a game where everyone's out of character, right? Joel is doing stuff that he shouldn't be doing. Tommy is out of character. Ellie's out of character. Everyone does things completely different from their characters in the first game in order to push this narrative of revenge is bad. And, that's what's disappointing to people who really loved the first game. If this game was a standalone game, probably wouldn't have as much as a problem with it. But because it's The Last of Us Part 2, that's when you get, everyone acted out of character repeatedly over and over in the game to get to the point where you get your ending narrative to make sense. And that's not good. What Neil Druckmann did is he sacrificed what he made in the first game in order to push a kind of narrative that he probably thought was going to be overly artistic and meaningful. Which, of course, if you just play the game for what it is at face value, you probably feel that way. But when you actually have attachment to characters from a previous game that was Game of the Year, some people said Game of the Generation, the last console generation, and you destroy everything you know about those characters in order to push a narrative that people you don't expect people are going to be upset by that. You know what I mean? And like, at what cost do you push your story? He went all in. He absolutely went all in. And that's why you've got so many people who love the game and so many people who absolutely hate the fucking game. Because when you go all in on something like that, you're going to have some people who are okay with you destroying everything that they loved about the last one, and other people who will be like, fuck you, why did you do that? Right? And like I said, a lot of people say the same thing about Star Wars. That the original Star Wars trilogy in some people's minds are held up. Oh my God, they're so amazing. Some of the best movies ever made. And then you got the prequel trilogy, and then you got the sequel trilogy, and people are like, oh my God, you ruined it, right? For the sake of pushing a new narrative. It's kind of the same deal. So I totally and 100% understand why people are upset, but I also understand why there's people who absolutely love this game. Maybe you weren't so attached to Ellie and Joel from the first game. Maybe you didn't care. Maybe it wasn't your game of the year. And for you, you just don't give a shit what happens to these characters, and you wouldn't have cared if it was Joel or Ellie or John and, Eileen. You don't care who they are. You're just watching it for the story, right? For just the story itself. You don't care that these characters are out of character or whatever. So, I don't know. I don't want to go too much into detail about this simply because there's really no point. I'm going to review it in a minute anyway. Okay? I don't know how long these credits are. Ninja Star Runetree said, I think Undertale did the Revenge is Bad moral better. Shia LaBeouf gifted a sub to Mackenzie Beckett. Congratulations, Mackenzie Beckett, on the gifted sub. Thank you again, Shia LaBeouf, for the support. I Eat Shit tipped another $1. Wow. I Eat Shit is not going to be too hungry after this stream. Sonic Fighter cheered and he said, what's crazy is this wasn't the original plot. The original plot was Abby finds her way into Jackson and becomes friends with everyone. Halfway she betrays Joel and Ellie, goes after her. I don't know about y'all, but I would have had that. But how do you know? I've heard so many rumors. I've heard the original game really wasn't written by Neil Druckmann. The original game was written by the woman who was fired from Naughty Dog. No, the original game was actually written by some guy named like Ben Staley. And originally Neil Druckmann wanted Joel to be an evil, sadistic guy. But then they changed the plot. I don't know. I've heard so many fucking conspiracy theories at this point about The Last of Us 1 and 2 that I just don't really care what the truth is anymore. All I know is this game for me, was nowhere near as good as the first game. Only because of the plot. The original game, right, really pushed the boundaries of what I felt you could do with a narrative game at the time. Because it had great gameplay, it had amazing graphics, but the story, man, the story was so riveting. It made you feel for everything happening in the game, the characters and everything. The majority of this game, you're detached from all that. It's in the wrong order. It's confusing. The characters are all out of character. It's a lot of gore and misery. There's excessive sex scenes for no reason. It's just like a different... It doesn't even feel like The Last of Us. It doesn't. The only thing in the game that feels like The Last of Us is some of the gameplay mechanics that have been advanced. The rest of it, you feel like you're playing something completely different, and that's why people who love the first game hate this one, in my opinion. Drugman deserves shame to me. $1.30 says there's a new title screen after these credits, and it proves that Abby makes it to Catalina Island and finds the Fireflies. You think there'll be a part 3? What about Ellie's immunity? What happened to Dina and Tommy? No, I mean, obviously this is set up for a part 3. 1,000,000% this is set up for a part 3. You know, I mean, obviously Abby got away, Lev got away, Ellie's still alive. This is definitely a part 3 coming. So the game sold so much, he'd be crazy to not make a part 3 at this point. Zelda Mini-Series said the ending isn't satisfying in the slightest. Abby is so unlikable, and they made Ellie unlikable too. Spartan King resub for 15 months. Says, I realized early on from your playthrough this wasn't my cup of tea, and I decided not to play it myself. American Burgers in Italia tipped me $1.30 and says, my personality has changed over 7 years. Can't Ellie's change over the course of 7 years, especially when she's living with other people like those of her age? I mean, yes, but here's the problem with that, though. Here's why I think most people have a major problem with that. Because Ellie in the first game was infinitely more likable, more personable, and a better character than she is in this game. You took a character that people felt like they were growing with this character over the course of the game of the year of 2013, and you turned her into an immature idiot. An immature, totally emotion-consumed idiot. She forgot all of her survivalist stuff from the first game. She became exactly what she hated in the first game. She literally became what she said she thought was stupid in the first game. So, it's okay. If you like that, that's okay. I guess that's fine. You can retcon everything that we learned from the first game, but I think that's why people don't like the game. You can't, like I said, make this game, but have it be Joe and Eileen instead of Joel and Ellie, and no one has any problems because you didn't have that backstory of the two of them growing in the first game. You know what I mean? Oh, look, from all the dogs to Bruce Straley. So they're Bruce Straley. They basically gave Bruce Straley a big shout out for the game, basically. I don't know who Bruce Straley is or what his contributions were or what happened. I have no idea. So M. Roy took me $15. So thanks for the playthrough and giving the game a relatively fair shake. You're welcome, M. Roy. And then Nobody took me $22 to Neil Druckmann's magnum opus. So Nobody is a $22 tipper. That's the biggest tip of the night. Excuse me. So that's $27 in tips, and that means we hit the vest goal, guys. In fact, we're at $109 in tips right now. Sonic Fighter just cheered. He said this game is the exact opposite of Red Dead Redemption 2. Great gameplay, terrible story. Vest Streak to me $3. Said I bet Naughty Dog is looking at Crash and Jack crying about better, simpler times. So thank you. Now we're up to $112 in tips. Thank you, guys. All right. Are we near the end of the credits here? Carlton Jr. just did a 100-bit cheer, and he said, I do think the direction of the game's story is realistic and maybe considered realistic to a fault. I do think if these were actual real human beings, they would still make the decisions made in this game. In real life, there isn't that many good endings, but I understand not liking it. DJ CTE cheered. He said, what pisses me off the most is that even though the story is shit, and after all the review bombing and hate towards the game, people still went and bought it to make it the fastest selling PS4 game, which equals a sequel, make me think there was a lot of faux outrage. No, here's what you gotta understand. A few things, okay? Number one, this game is the biggest AAA game of the year so far. Probably the only other game that'll come close to it is probably going to be Cyberpunk. Everyone knew this year was about Last of Us 2 and Cyberpunk. Everyone knew that, all right? Yeah, there's some other one, Ghost of Tsushima or whatever. This was one of the big two everyone was anticipating this year. No matter what happened, the game was going to sell, all right? But in addition to that, we just had a fucking pandemic. We're still in a pandemic. And people were looking for a great game. And how many games came out that were delayed during the pandemic, or they came out and weren't so great? And so people were so upset about that. They were like, we got to go all in and invest in something and hope that it's going to be amazing. I get the feeling this game sold primarily on its name being a sequel to the original Last of Us 1 and the fact that people were looking for a AAA game during the pandemic. Yeah, there was a lot of outrage about the leaks and everything, but I realistically didn't think that was going to do massive hurt to the sales. I thought it would hurt some of the sales, but I didn't think it would do massive hurt to the sales. I really didn't. And the other thing about that is, the controversy that came out of those leaks, how many people were just like, I gotta see for myself what this is. Because now, maybe I wasn't even interested in the game at first, but all the controversy over the last month and a half because of these leaks, I gotta see what it is for myself, and then they went out and bought it, right? I feel it was just a lot of combination of factors that made it the perfect storm for this game to sell well. Regardless of the fact that people actually think the game is good, you know? There's people, I guarantee you there's a large chunk of people that bought it just on oddity factor alone, right? A AAA game that the plot leaked early, could it be good? Timbo Slice Judy said, let's put Red Dead 2 and Last of Us 2 together and their baby might be the best game ever made. Aseo X Charity said, how much do you want to bet in part 3 Ellie has a kid of her own, it gains her immunity, and she has to go to the Fireflies to get her back, and she has to team up with Abby to do so? Could be. Could be, or it could be, you know, more just insane gore. Just crazy gore and over-the-top stuff, which is what this game was, most of it. Okay? Zelda Minis Cheers said, even though so many fans hated the game and gave it thousands of bad reviews, I bet you media outlets will call this game of the year at the end of the year. I almost guarantee it. The only way...
I'm just a poor...
Alright, I've had enough. That's where I quit to the... That's where I quit to the main menu. I've had enough. When you're gonna try to hit me with fucking Ellie singing a fucking guitar song at the end, that's enough for me. We go to the main menu now. New game plus unlocked. Play through the game again with all the upgrades and equipment obtained from the previous playthrough. And people are saying that's actually how you get the platinum in the game. You can't get it in one run. No, but anyway, I guarantee you there's gonna be either this will be game of the year. Okay, what I had to do, gold trophy. Either this will be game of the year, or Cyberpunk. It's gonna be one or the other. The only ways that I could foresee something else happening is if Ghost of Tsushima is so fucking good, right, that, like, it blows us all away, because I think a lot of us just have no idea, me included, I have no idea what to expect from that game, because Sucker Punch never did anything like that before. So unless that game is like, wow, jaw-droppingly, amazingly great, it's either going to be between this and Cyberpunk, and, you know, the artistic, hipster fucking journalists who vote on the game awards will have to fight it out amongst themselves about which game is better, I guess. Drugman deserves shame to me $1. Says it should have ended at the farm. Tommy rolls up and says we know where Abby is, and then Dina says to Ellie, don't go. Reference when Ellie told Riley in the Left Behind DLC. Roll credits. Oh shit, does Ellie stay or get revenge? Everyone's hyped for part 3. Well, I mean, yeah, but that's kind of a shit cliffhanger ending, don't you think? I think that would have pissed everyone off too. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, that's it for my playthrough of The Last of Us Part 2. I hope you enjoyed it. As you know, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. There were things about it I liked, things about it I didn't like. If you want an in-depth analysis, I'm going to review the game in just a moment. But as for the actual playthrough itself, this is it. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. By the way, so I guess this is supposed to show Abby did get to the Fireflies. Because if you remember, the Fireflies said, find the big domed building. Right? Find the domed building, head towards it, we'll find you. That's what the Fireflies told Abby on the two-way radio. So Abby made it, and her and Lev must have went to the domed building. What happened, we don't know, and we probably won't know until the sequel. Part 3. Right? Yo, to the $1.30. So Ellie in the first game was purpose-driven to be the savior of humanity. Ellie in the beginning of Part 2 knows what Joel did and thinks she has no purpose in life. Okay? And what does that have to do with anything, exactly? That doesn't even say a single thing. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the playthrough. It was quite a long one. I appreciate you. Whether you watched live on stream, whether you watched on YouTube, whether you contributed or you didn't. In particular, if you did contribute, thanks very much. I really do appreciate that. I hope you liked the playthrough, despite the fact that, in my opinion, this was nowhere near as good as the first game. You know? But that's life. Sometimes you come up a little short. What else can I say? Alright, that's it, guys. Alright. Well, we beat the game. Now I can review it. let me go ahead and plug this sucker in. Let me go ahead and, we'll turn off the PS4. Alright? And in fact, before I begin my review, I gotta put on a vest, because we did hit the tips goal for the night. I gotta fill my water. My mouth is dry as shit. So let me go fill up my water. We'll put on a vest. We'll switch over. I gotta make this full screen. Okay? And then we'll review this sucker. Where the hell is the camera? There it is. Hold on. Get this to the right size. There we go. Alright, give me a sec. I'm just going to run next door. I'm going to use the restroom, fill my water, and then we're going to do this. I'm going to mute the mic. I'll be right back. Alright, everybody. Are you ready? I hope you are. Now, just a reminder. Alright, guys, I said this. I'm not going to be looking at contributions during the review. Alright? I'm going to put on a vest. Sit down. I know you guys want a vest. Let me wear a vest. Hold on. Here we go. Turn on my TV. Get all distractions turned off. Alright? All distractions must be turned off. Okay? Huh. Alright. So, if you contribute during the review, thanks. I mean, seriously, we already hit the tips goal and everything, and I appreciate if anyone else does any contributions during the review. But please understand, I won't be reading them. I won't be paying attention to them until the review is over and I'm done recording. Then I'll give shout-outs at the very end of the stream, and that's the end, okay? It's time for the review. Let's do it. This game fucking sucks. It's a 0 out of 10. Fuck this. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. I'm just kidding. All right, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Darkside Phil. I have not reviewed a game in quite some time. I've become a live streamer and pretty much never review games. But I am about to review a game that was so controversial, and so many people asked me over the course of the 2.5 weeks or so that I was playing it about what was my opinion, what do you think, what about this, what about the controversy, that I said I would review the game in a live stream style format like I'm doing right now once I completed it. Literally moments ago, the credits rolled, we saw the end of The Last of Us Part 2, and I am going to review it for you live right here. Alright, I've got a lot to say about this game, so please bear with me. I'm going to try to do it as best as possible in an objective and then a subjective manner. Meaning when I review games, I basically try to balance it. And I try to say, objectively, here's what's good, and subjectively, here's what's good and bad, etc. So that you kind of get an idea, alright? From different perspectives, if you're going to like the game or not. I'm going to approach it in this manner. I'm going to approach this game from 2 angles. The first angle I'm going to approach The Last of Us Part 2 from is objectively based on gameplay mechanics, length of the game, quality of the gameplay, graphical fidelity, that kind of stuff. Then we're going to address the story. Why am I splitting it up in such a half and half kind of a deal? Because it's very simple. This game is really polarizing people, mostly dependent on the story. It has really nothing to do with the gameplay mechanics, although I have heard some people be critical of the gameplay, which we'll talk a little bit about. I think most people's issue with The Last of Us Part 2 is with the story. And therefore, that's why we're going to focus primarily on splitting the 2 subjects so you get a good idea of what to expect with this game. The gameplay mechanics of The Last of Us Part 2 are great, in my opinion. Alright? What they do is they take the gameplay elements from the original game and they elaborate upon them. They build upon them. They make it more complex, more modernized, and they allow you to experience basically like a variety of gameplay, even though you're really doing the same thing the whole game. Allow me to explain. You're surviving. There's infected, or there's other groups of survivors that are out to kill you. 9 times out of 10, you're going to need to be sneaking around and surviving. And that means getting behind enemies and taking them down with stealth kills, maybe using quiet weapons to take them out so you don't alert other enemies. But every once in a while, maybe it'll just make more sense to go gung-ho with throwing a bomb or unloading with a gun or whatever, making a ton of noise and just trying to take out whatever's in front of you. The good news here is the gameplay is much improved from the original, okay? I would say probably when you look at stealth games in the modern era, The Last of Us Part 2 probably is right up there with the top games. I'm not necessarily saying it's the best stealth game ever made, but from the games that I've played, even though I suck horribly at stealth, I do feel that the gameplay was superb. Some elements that were added in this game that were different from Last of Us Part 1, the ability to climb and scale objects and ledges. So now instead of everything just kind of being level, go behind cover or whatever and sneak up, now you can actually climb up over things, go behind things, go between things. You could crawl underneath things now. It adds a new dimension, almost a 3-dimensional feel to that stealth and sneaking survival gameplay that really wasn't present so much in the original game. The variety of weapons. There's more weapons in The Last of Us 2 than there were in the first game. There's 2 main protagonist characters, and each character plays a little bit differently. Ellie is more reliant on stealth because she's not very strong, but she has a knife, so when she does stealth takedown, she can more easily take out enemies by slitting their throat almost instantly. She doesn't need the shiv like you had in the first game, which was limited use. Abby, who's the other main character of the game, is basically a brute and has insanely powerful melee attacks, pretty much can power herself out of situations, and has way more health than Ellie, but to take down enemies and the like takes a little bit longer. So each character is a little bit more unique in the way that they play, and definitely I would say this game had so many just like minute improvements upon the original. Things that in the original were a little bit more frustrating, in this game were a little bit more streamlined. The animations are way more fluid in this game. The crafting on the fly is way more easy. The upgrade trees that you can do for the different things, what crafting faster, crafting more, things like that, more fluid, more interesting, more easy to understand. In that regard, it was pretty good. The sneaking itself, gameplay was pretty good. The whole looting thing is pretty much just as prominent as it was in the first game. There was a lot of effing looting in The Last of Us Part 1, and in this game it's no different. You're going to be looting probably 75% of the time you're moving around, grabbing items from every countertop and every little thing. There's going to be collectibles in the game you're going to be trying to get as well, just like in the first game. They add maybe a little bit of supplementary story if it's a note that you find, or maybe it has a safe combination on it so you can get more loot if you find the safe that's appropriately opens. But in general, it's just a lot of sneaking and looting. One thing that's definitely changed from the first game, I would say The Last of Us Part 1 did have a lot more action-oriented combat and not as much sneaking. Not to say the sneaking wasn't prominent in the first game, it absolutely was, but there was a lot more opportunity for kind of open fights. You could fight in the open a lot more, and it was less risky. In The Last of Us 2, it's a lot more risky because things are kind of hitting for a little bit more damage. If you alert one enemy, a lot of enemies tend to come around and horde you or swarm you, not as much so as they did in the first game. I'd actually say in particular the humans in The Last of Us Part 2 are way more dangerous than they were in the first game because they kind of come out in packs. Now they have dogs that they hunt with and the like. That makes it a lot more challenging as well. Enemies. Well, some would say the enemies in this game are much better, and some might say it's not good enough for a sequel. I'm kind of along the towing the line on that one. For the infected, all the original infected from the first game make a return, including the standard, the standard infected, the more faster moving runners, the clickers, which are the ones that can insta-kill you because their heads have been mutated, the bloaters make a return. There are two primarily new enemy types that are a little bit more prominent in this one. One of which being the Shambler, which is basically a more mutated version of a human that basically when they fall down, big gas clouds come out of them. So once you kill them or down them, you got to get the hell out of there because they're going to explode and damage you afterward. Okay? Also, there are Stalkers, I believe they're called. Now, those I believe were in the first game, but not as prominent. In this game, there's a lot more of them. Those are the ones that you cannot detect by listening. Listening is a big mechanic in the Last of Us gameplay, trying to listen for people around you, the noises they make, and you can see them through the walls, similar to like the detective vision from the Batman Arkham series and Spider Sense from the Spider-Man series. They have that in this game, but these particular stalkers you can't see by listening. You have to just kind of see them with your eyes and react to them, okay? But outside of that, there's not many more new infected enemies. That's pretty much the majority of them. There's one major boss fight against a mutated infected boss that feels like you're playing Resident Evil or The Evil Within. It really doesn't feel like The Last of Us. It's so out of place. Admittedly, though, it's actually one of the more fun fights of the game, in my opinion. The human enemies, in my opinion, are actually where the game varies a lot, because what they did in this game was made the humans feel more realistic. In most games where you have this kind of third-person combat, the enemies are generic. They don't really have personality. They don't really have any relation to each other. Instead, you're just going to kill a bunch of generic dudes, right? In this game, they programmed the human enemies to actually communicate verbally in a way that makes you feel like they know each other, and they actually will talk about things going on in the environment. Like, oh my god, I heard a gunshot over there. Let's go check it out, Val. Okay, Joe, let's go. And then they'll, they talk to each other. If one gets down and someone notices, they'll be, oh my god, they got Mikey. Everyone, come over here and swarm the building. I get the feeling that the person's in this building. And then all of a sudden, the group of them will show up and swarm the building. It feels a lot more realistic than the first game. And of course, most third-person action games in that regard. But it also gives it kind of a human aspect, because now you realize you're actually kind of killing real people. So when Ellie is brutally slashing their throats and blood is squirting everywhere, it's pretty fucked up in a lot of cases, because these people were just talking like normal people 5 seconds earlier. Okay? The enemies, the human enemies, are more varied in this game, although I would say not necessarily a big variety. Most of the human enemies are almost identical. They walk around either with a melee weapon or some kind of a gun. Some of them rarely will have a bow and arrow. Some of them have dogs that they've trained. The dogs are pretty interesting because they can hunt you down by scent. I mean, they don't have to see you. They can actually know you're around a corner because they can smell you. They're a little bit more tricky because if you're fighting the dog, you usually alert everyone else to your position. There are actual tanks in this game, which are basically heavy-duty human enemies that don't really use guns, but they use giant weapons like pickaxes and the like. And those are pretty tough because you have to shoot them multiple times to stun them before you can try to do a melee takedown. And if you try to beat them melee to melee, it's very difficult. That's one of the major changes, is that they do have dogs and these tank characters. But in reality, there's not a lot of them. There's some of them, but it's not super prominent that you're going to be fighting those enemies. It's nice that there's variety. It's nice they added in a few more infected and a few more human enemies, but don't expect too much like, oh my god, I'll be fighting such a wide variety of enemies. It doesn't even feel like the first game. No, it very much feels like the first game, only you're a little bit weaker. You basically can't do a lot of run and gun gameplay because you alert too many people. Stealth's way more prominent. When you play with Ellie, you're much weaker, but you can insta-kill people more quickly. When you play with Abby, she's more of a brute, more of a tank herself, and you're going to get a little bit more of a kind of a brutal, more empowered gameplay using her, okay? So, that's the skinny when it comes to the actual combat, sneaking, looting of the game, okay? The environments are outstanding. Probably some of the best, more realistic environments I've ever seen in a game ever. Going through Seattle, I live just outside of Seattle, and I could tell you that a lot of the places looked pretty realistic. Being down at the waterfront, at the Great Wheel or the aquarium, and actually seeing how they spaced it out properly, how it actually is in Seattle, was quite neat. There's actually a few locations in the game, like there's an arcade that actually exists in Seattle. There's a few parking lots that look exactly like underground parking garages that would be in Seattle. It's pretty damned well done. The world is masterfully orchestrated in that regard. And the graphics, outstanding. The characters all look hyper realistic. When you're even killing the most generic enemy, you feel the guttural cries from them as they're bleeding out. They're so detailed and different. Unlike a lot of other games where everyone looks the same, in this game, you know, the character models really do look pretty unique in that regard. Of course, the infected not so much, but the humans, very unique in that regard. I would go as far to say this game is basically The Order 1886 with gameplay. The Order 1886 looked pretty, but had almost no gameplay, just generic third-person run-and-gun stuff. It was shitty. This game is actually a game combined with groundbreaking, amazing, best-of-the-generation style graphics. Okay? That's an amazing achievement. I really feel that. Now, one thing that I abso-freaking-lutely have to call out in this review, because I would actually be doing a disservice if I didn't call it out, was to talk about the accessibility features of The Last of Us Part 2. This is by far the most accessible video game I think I've ever played. It's definitely the most accessible AAA game I've ever played. The second you boot it up, they immediately give you a million options to make this game playable, right? Subtitles, titling or coloring the subtitles differently, having arrows pointing around where the noises are coming from, audio description of so many different things, the gamma adjustments of everything in the game, total crazy different amounts of adjustments of coloring and camera, control schemes, my god, so many different adjustments of the control scheme are available just at the start. And, you know, I definitely want to give a shout out to Super Blind Man, who is a longtime viewer of mine, a longtime supporter and fan of mine, a content creator in his own right, who worked with Naughty Dog amongst a team of other people as well to make this game accessible. He did an outstanding job. The game, accessibility-wise, absolutely needs to be applauded for what they did here. So many people told me that they're actually playing this game for the first time because it's accessible, when a lot of times they wouldn't have been able to previously do that because so many AAA games just don't give a shit about accessibility, and this game kind of laid the groundwork. It is the poster boy example for what other major games should do in the future so everyone can enjoy a major release. Okay, so that's, in general, what I can tell you about the gameplay. There's a few segments of the game that don't adhere to the formula of sneak and survive and loot. There's some, you know, set pieces where running gunning is happening. There's a few parts where you're riding a horse. There's a few parts where you're in a car and you're shooting out of the car. These are very few and far between. In fact, I think there may be less than 5 of them in the entire game, but when they happen, they're actually refreshing because they're so different from the rest of the gameplay of the game, all right? I just described a lot of the gameplay of the game, and you might say, well, thanks for telling us about it, but is it good? And I can tell you it's good, but there's some people who are going to get bored of it because the game primarily feels like you're doing the same thing over and over and over. It doesn't really feel like there's any variety or innovation. It just feels like it's a natural progression from what they did in the last game, but never at one point are you blown away at something that really happens and be like, wow, I've never done that before, or oh, this is groundbreaking. It's more like, it's pretty damn good. I like that they improved it, but it's kind of the same kind of deal that I've done before in other games. So it's good. The graphics are outstanding. The world building is great. By the way, there's some really cool puzzles in the game as well. The last thing I want to talk about is the environments, because as I said, the environments are realistic to Seattle, but the game fully gives you the illusion of open world roaming, but it really isn't. And let me explain. There's one part of the game that actually is open world. When you first start up the game, you get a lengthy intro segment that's about 3 hours long that gives you all the intro and everything. And then you actually go into downtown Seattle with Ellie and her traveling companion, Dina. And when they go out there, it's open world. You can actually go through this several block radius of downtown Seattle. It's supposed to be Capitol Hill, which is kind of the government zone of downtown Seattle. And there's blocks where you can go, oh, I could go into this building and look for loot and investigate. Oh, look, I found a puzzle. You solve the puzzle, you get a combination to a safe that's on the other side of town. You ride over there, you open the safe. So when you're playing this, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And you think, wow, that's crazy. Last of Us 1 was nothing like this. You know, I guess the whole game's going to be like this. Wrong. That's literally the only segment of the game that's open world. From then on, the entirety of the game is linear. It's an area that maybe gives you the illusion that you can explore a little bit and find a little bit of optional stuff, which you can, but in reality, it's always just a set path. There's really no optional ways to do anything, even though it's weird because you might have there's a path that goes this way or goes this way. Well, they both go back to the same point. You see what I mean? Maybe there's an optional building over here you loot along the way, but they all just veer back to the same point, and there's no way that you can really do things out of sequence or veer off the path and find, I found a giant secret area. Doesn't exist in the game. Although admittedly, I do like the fact that I would say almost like Hitman, the game has different ways that you can go through and beat missions. I found certain ways, like okay, I'm in a village with a bunch of people after me. I take them all out, then I realize, oh shit, there was a river over here where I could have swam under the buildings and come up and stealth kill them all from behind. I didn't know that was there, so I did it a different way. There are different ways you can go about surviving and taking out your enemies in the game. There's definitely replayability in that regard. Also, the collectibles, I would say probably incredibly difficult to get them all in one go. Ellie's collecting comic book cards, Abby's collecting quarters. They don't really have much meaning at all. They're just collectibles for the sake of collectibles. I've also heard there's absolutely no way you can platinum the game in one run because there's too much going on with the upgrades and everything, and the game requires you to get every upgrade, every collectible to platinum it. So when you beat the game, there's New Game Plus, and New Game Plus allows you to start off with all your weapons and upgrades from the first run. This New Game Plus, definitely you're going to platinum the game, okay? Gameplay lengthwise, my playthrough was roughly 30 hours long, give or take. It might have been a little bit shorter. It might have been a little bit longer. Now, keep in mind, I did go out of my way to try to find all the collectibles. I was looting constantly. I was trying to solve all the puzzles, and I might have missed some along the way for sure. I know I didn't get all the collectibles, but for the most part, I took my time. I tried to read all the optional notes and logs about the world that, that add supplementary material as I could, and I know that extended the length of the playthrough. I definitely could have beaten the game, probably I would feel in about 20 hours if I never really explored. If I just kind of rushed right through the main plot line, probably would have been about 20. So I would give it a range of 20 to 30 hours long, okay? I've just talked about the graphics, the gameplay, the world design, the puzzles, the accessibility. We got all that out of the way. I think that stuff was quite good. Was it best I've ever played? In some times, yes, and other times, no. I would definitely say it got repetitive at certain points. There were 1 or 2 points of the game where I was like, there's just too many effing enemies in this. I got to get through this. And I ran through it to the next logical point instead of slowly taking my time to kill everything. Although in most times I did do that. I took my time. All right. But it was quite, in my opinion, liking the kind of formula of gameplay that was in this game. I liked it more. The game, by the way, was also very scary in certain places. A lot of jump scares. A lot of situations where you feel like you're going to die or something gruesome is going to happen. And because of that, I do feel that it was a lot different from the tone of the first game. It's actually more scary than the first game. Definitely a lot more gory than the first game. The kills in this game, a lot of the stuff that happens is very, very visceral. Like I said, Ellie executing people, taking the knife and going zip, and you see the blood and gore coming out of the people's necks. Can be pretty disgusting at times, okay? So just to forewarn you, it's actually more violent, for sure, than the first game was, all right? All that said and good, we got to talk about the plot of this game because this is what most people have an issue with. I am not here to tell you a summary of the plot. What I'm going to tell you is what I overall thought of the plot, what I think about the direction of the plot by Neil Druckmann, and my issues with the plot, okay? The overall plot, in a nutshell, is a story about revenge. It's a story about Ellie having mass loss because she loses her father figure Joel within the first few hours of the game. The entirety of the game is basically a story of her hunting down the people responsible. All right. Now, we all kind of knew this was a story of revenge just by watching the trailers. We knew that. But to the extent that the game hammers it in, that Ellie is a changed person and she's really bent on revenge and she's willing to go to any length. She's going to kill as many people as she possibly can to avenge Joel, is kind of hammered in there. Really ham-fisted kind of writing with how crazy she's changed from the first game when she really wasn't like that, okay? On the flip side of the game, the other half of the story is the story of Abby, the girl who murders Joel in the first few hours of the game. And her story is that she's actually the daughter of a person that Joel murdered in the process of getting Ellie out of the hospital at the last moments of The Last of Us Part 1. So Abby's life has been ruined, completely destroyed. Mentally, she's destroyed because her father was murdered by Joel at the end of the first game, which is why she murders Joel in the first few hours of this game, okay? But the difference in the stories is shocking, because Ellie's story is very much a story of revenge, hatred, getting back at someone who gave her great loss. Abby's story picks up, all right, basically at a point where she's already gotten her revenge. She already went through what Abby went through, got her revenge by killing Joel, and now it's her job to kind of do a redemption story. It's kind of weird because her side of the story is very similar to Joel's story from the original Last of Us, where Joel was supposedly a really bad guy. People didn't really like him or trust him. He was a down-low, dirty guy who was a smuggler. He wasn't very trustworthy. He killed tons of people, cold-hearted. But over the course of the game, as he gets this father-daughter relationship with Ellie, he warms up and he kind of becomes a whole person again. Abby, after getting her revenge on Joel, basically the rest of the game is about her experiences with the people who she's living with and everything, going through this redemption plot arc, running into people who she thought were her enemies but end up being her friends, finding out more about them and finding out they're not so bad like she was brainwashed to believe by the leader of her group. Then basically finding out all her group members were murdered by Ellie over the course of Ellie's plot in the game. And of course then basically coming to a realization by the end of the game, she doesn't care about any of that. She doesn't care about killing anyone. She just wants to live a peaceful life, okay? It's very different and very juxtaposing the way this plot is done. I think the plot would have been a lot better if it was actually ordered in a way that wasn't insanely confusing, with tons of time lapses, flashbacks, cutting between the two characters in a chaotic and confusing way, to the point where it's like, you want me to care about these characters, but the way that they're presented doesn't make me care about them because of critical things that happen in the plot that are screwed up, all right? Allow me to explain what I mean. Let's start with Ellie. Ellie in The Last of Us 1 was supposed to be a girl who knew she was the only person who was immune that anyone knew of. She could be the savior of the human race, and it was Joel's job to deliver her to the Fireflies. Over the course of the first game, we find out that Ellie grew up in this apocalyptic world. She didn't have a chance to live in the world before the infected, okay? So she doesn't know anything about the frivolity of teenagers. She doesn't know what it's like to have teen angst and drama, or to have a crush or a love affair. For her, life is more about survival. Now, if you actually play the DLC to The Last of Us 1, you get a little bit of backstory about her, about how she had a best friend who maybe there was some romantic involvement there. You don't know because they were so young anyway, it's hard to tell. But the best friend gets killed in that DLC, and that's plot development for her to be who she is in the actual Last of Us video game, the first campaign. There's actually a critical moment in the plot of The Last of Us 1 that I have to call out in this review, because this is a moment that I feel was completely glossed over or forgotten by the writers of the sequel. There's a moment where Ellie breaks apart from the group of survivors. She runs off alone, and of course you got Tommy and Joel who are running out there to save her desperately. What the hell is she thinking running off by herself? When Joel storms into this house, finds her reading a journal of a teenage girl, probably her age or maybe a few years even older than her, from before this whole outbreak apocalypse happened. And she's reading it, and it's all like oh, I kissed a boy today, and does he like me? Do I look good? This and that, you know, all teen angsty kind of shit that in reality doesn't really matter, but it's the thing that teens kind of fuss over constantly in the real world when teens have the opportunity to do those things because the world is safe. They're not at every moment worried about survival or whatever, and therefore it's in character for teens to kind of act dramatic, okay? Ellie's reading this journal in The Last of Us Part 1 and says, man, you know, how could kids have been that dumb back then? Because now we realize how dire life is and how precious it is and how hard it is to survive. We don't have time for this shit, right? And that was kind of her character. Not to say there weren't moments in the game that were personable. She had the joke book, and that kind of personalized her and Joel's relationship and how they warmed up to each other over the course of the game. But in general, the whole point of that moment was to prove that Ellie was not like teens in the modern world here, where when we were all young, we were stupid and we all cared about dramatic, stupid shit, right? She's different, okay? The Last of Us 2 forgets all of that. Literally, like, erases all of that experience that we got from the first game. And Ellie is now a little bit older, but now she's immature. She cares about teen drama. Oh, I kissed a girl in a bar, and someone said that we were, insulted us and said that it was disgusting that two girls would kiss each other in the bar, and we were so offended by that. And then she's running off with this girl in the middle of a snowstorm when they're being chased down by infected. They run into this hideout of a guy who used to be a firefly. They don't know if this place is safe. They don't know if there's infected outside in the blizzard barging down at the doors trying to kill them. But they decide to have a love scene. And they also decide to smoke weed. What? Like, huh? This is supposed to be life or death. You're supposed to be seriously trying to survive every possible moment. If this were realistic to the character development of the first game, none of that would have happened. It would have been, we got to batten down the hatches, make this place safe. Fuck the weed. Who gives a shit about that? We got to make sure everything here is safe, and then we got to get our asses out there because there's other patrols out there stuck in the snowstorm who may be getting killed by these infected. That would have been Ellie from The Last of Us 1. But because a few years have passed, we're supposed to believe her entire personality has completely changed, and she's an irrational, immature, irresponsible idiot. That's the plot of Ellie in The Last of Us 2. And this happens multiple times over the course of the game. There's another point in the game a little bit later, after Joel has been murdered brutally, okay? The plot is Ellie is supposed to be heading out into Seattle to hunt down these people, Abby's group, who murdered Joel, okay? Great. So that means time is of the essence. We got to rush out there and we got to be on every clue. We got to get as many resources as we can, and we got to be on their ass to make sure they don't get away. So while you're in open world roaming of Seattle, you decide to go to a music shop and sit down inside of a music shop you have not secured. There could be infected around the fucking corner or in a closet next to you. And she picks up a guitar and starts playing a guitar song of a song that she remembers that Joel played her. What the fuck is that? Is Ellie an actual survivor, or is she just survived by complete clumsiness? Is she the Mr. Magoo of The Last of Us world, where literally she does the dumbest shit but somehow always survives? Or did someone writing this game completely fucking forget her characterization from the first game? And of course the answer is the latter. The writer basically retconned everything about Ellie's character from the first game in order to prove a narrative point. Ellie now is a teenager, so she's full of emotion. She can't control her emotions, and because of that, she has these moments of stupidity where she's smoking weed, having a love scene that's completely superfluous to the game and doesn't need to be in it. Out for revenge, can't control herself. Oh God, she can't control herself, and it's so ham-handed and fisted. This writing pounding in your head every possible moment that you groan. I'm sorry, but the characterization of Ellie from The Last of Us 1 was far better than this character is in the sequel. In the sequel, she's very one-dimensional, very one-sided, can't really get out of this stigma of revenge. And that's not good writing. It's just not. Let's talk a little bit about Joel. The bait and switch. Everyone thought Joel was in this game for a lengthy period of time because there were trailers literally showing him later on in the game that were bait and switch because those were scenes with actually a different character in the real game. They swapped the characters out for the trailer to make you think Joel would be longer in the game when he wasn't. It's blatant false advertising that Neil Druckmann claimed was done for artistic purpose because he wanted to hide the true plot of the game. He didn't want people to know that Joel was going to die so early on in the game. Well, guess what? That's a big fuck you to people who actually believe the advertising for the game, like the Joel character, buy the game and find out he's barely in it. He's basically only in flashback sequences, okay? Joel also is completely out of character in this game because the Joel we know from The Last of Us 1 is the ultimate survivor. He's the one who was the smuggler who, against all odds, would deliver the package or deliver whatever it was, the delivery, and people were shocked that he would get away with the stuff that he did and that he survived as long as he did. That's why they entrusted him to have the one human who was immune to this fungus to deliver that human, because they thought he was the one who could get the job done. Even though he wasn't even a Firefly, the Fireflies trusted him with this ultimate job, okay? How does Joel die in The Last of Us 2? Well, he just happens to be being chased by infected. He's with Tommy, his brother, and they run into Abby by complete accident. What a critical plot device, huh? Well, of course, we know Abby wants him dead because he murdered her father in the first game. Abby leads Joel and Tommy to the base where all of her people are hanging out. All right. And when they go in to this area, all right, basically Joel forgets everything about his survival skills. He doesn't remember that, oh, this is a new group of people I just met. Maybe I shouldn't trust them. He tells them his name. He tells them where they're from. Tommy tells them where they're from. Says we should go hang out at where we are. Literally just 1,000,000% does everything wrong, and then they get murdered for it. Well, I take that back. Joel gets murdered for it. I mean, if Joel were in character to his character from the first game, he would never have died in the sequel. But they retconned everything you know from the first game for the sake of pushing a narrative. They needed Joel to die early so that Ellie would become this emotion-infused character who does stupid shit constantly and cannot be stopped from getting her revenge. Okay? All plot devices, and in my opinion, bad writing. It's completely out of character from what you liked about the first game. Okay? Now let's talk a little bit about Abby. Abby, a character who everything you're told in the game about her is that she's a horrible person. She's a vicious killer for this group of survivors from Seattle called the Wolves. She kills everyone wanton, like left and right, without reckless abandon, no consideration for anything. If her boss Isaac tells her to kill someone, she goes and does it. People actually like, whoa, it's Abby. Holy shit. She's the vicious killer. You got to treat her with reverence and respect because, you know, she's the hot shit in this group. Okay? Her first few moments of the game are getting revenge on Joel. And from that, after that happens, all of a sudden, she becomes a good character. Everything she does is basically like good-hearted stuff. During the course of her character development, you befriend all these people who she was with in the Wolves. Of course, if you're someone like me who played the first game and saw this character murder Joel within the first few hours, you hate this fucking character. You don't want to get to know Abby. You don't give two shits about her backstory. You want her dead. She killed Joel. It's fucked up, right? But the game literally has one half of the game where you play as Abby and you have to know everything about her. Her past with her father and the Fireflies, how she has these relationships with all these different wolf characters. Later on in the game, she runs into a group of survivors a group of outcasts from the rival faction in Seattle, which is called the Seraphites, also known as the Scars. They're basically a cult of religious nuts who believe all these religious crazy things about that there was a prophet who they have to follow her way and all of this stuff. So there's two people who are outcasts as part of that group. She befriends them and comes to find out, gee, maybe not everyone in that group was evil to begin with. Maybe they're just misguided by this really weird way of thought, and maybe they're not all bad, they're just really misled. And that's kind of the common plot of her. It's her realization over the course of the game that she's been doing the wrong thing all along. That listening to the wolves and just blindly following orders isn't the right thing to do, especially when she befriends two people who are from the enemy group. Of course, during the course of the plot, the leader of her group finds that she's befriended the people and orders her to step away so he can kill them. She refuses, and now all hell breaks loose, and now her own people are now out to kill her because she sided with these people from the other group. So it's very cliche. It's a very cliche story of redemption and realization. Is it necessarily terrible? No. But you gave that story of redemption to a character you hate because you killed Joel. You know what I mean? Like, Abby killed Joel. So you give this redemption story to anyone else, maybe I would have cared. You gave it to the character who killed the person who was beloved from the first game within the first few hours, so no one gives a fuck. You see what I'm saying? Like, the way that I see this game is like Neil Druckmann, the director of the game, wanted to tell a story of hatred on the one side and redemption on the other. Two juxtaposed characters from different backgrounds and different backstories, and how they're at odds for the entirety of the game. All right? That's fine. But do you sacrifice everything you built in your first game that people loved and most people agree was one of the best games of last console generation, if not the best? I said it was my Game of the Year pick for 2013. Do you sacrifice all of that you created, that amazing thing, in order to create a new narrative for the sequel? Do you really make us want to retcon everything we know about these beloved characters? Do you really want us to stop caring about everything that we cared about in order to push an agenda and tell a story? That's exactly what happens in The Last of Us Part 2. We're expected to not care about any of that shit from the first game and instead just swallow a new story. Tough shit. Why can't you believe these characters changed in such a huge, dramatic way between the first and second game? Because that's not who they are. That's not who they were characterized as, and that's why I don't buy it. The story of Abby isn't a bad story, but Abby is hated from the moment you meet her. Now you want us to care about her for the rest of the game. I also have issues not only just with the story in general, but the way that the story is paced and the way that the story is laid out in the game. The story starts off supposedly in present day. Ellie and Joel living with this group of survivors in Jackson, along with Tommy and all those other people who had lived at the dam in the first Last of Us. Once Joel is murdered, okay, the game separates. Now you're playing as Ellie, and you're trying to hunt down the people who killed Joel. But there's many time lapses back to the past where you have flashback sequences where Ellie's younger and she's doing things with Joel and Tommy. They're going to a museum. They're fighting infected inside of a hotel. They're doing these things that, in honesty, if that was The Last of Us Part 2, you probably would have liked a hell of a lot more. But these are literally wedged and juxtaposed into the story of Ellie's revenge, more than likely to break up the killing. Because everywhere Ellie goes, she kills this wolf, she kills another wolf, she kills every single friend that Abby ever had without any real justification, just because they were there when Joel was murdered, until she finally hunts down Abby. It's gruel, it's gruel. It's cruel, it's grueling, it's gory, it's disgusting. It really feels like there's movies out there from like the 1970s, grindhouse movies that are like this. It's just kill, 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 revenge, revenge, revenge. That's what her plotline feels like. And because it was so dark, I feel that Neil Druckmann felt he had to interpose these flashbacks to when Joel was still alive to break it up. So it's not just so dark, dark, gore, gore, kill, kill. Because it might have been too much for people to handle if he had done it like that. Okay? So the story gets to a point when Ellie's side, where basically they can't find Abby, they give up, the survivors are going to go back to Jackson. Well, all of a sudden, Abby finds them, kills one of them, just out of the blue, boom, shoots him in the face, and now, here comes the big culmination, right? You've played the game now for about 15, 20 hours as Abby, her ridiculous revenge quest. You're going to get the culmination, right? Wrong, because Neil says, guess what, folks? Fuck you. You've been waiting this long for some kind of a payoff. Now you got to wait another 15 hours because we're going to go tell Abby's side of the story. So you got to wait for any kind of a resolution. So now you flash to Abby's side and it's like, what? You get the biggest feeling of like disappointment, blue balls. You're like, are you kidding me? I played all through that horrible out of character gameplay of Ellie to get to this point, and now you're gonna make me wait to see what happens. Yes, because now you have to experience the entire story through Abby's side. Her story picks up basically when she gets back to base with the wolves after she murdered Joel, and you have to go through this complex plot line of her going through stuff with the wolves. Oh no, someone who she had a romantic relationship in the past is missing. I have to go hunt this person down. And so she goes through all this thing, killing people left and right to try to get to this guy, to find out what happened to him and see if he's okay. When you get all romantic flashbacks of her and this guy in the past. Then when she finally gets to the guy, there's a gratuitous sex scene in the game. I'm not going to harp on this, but I'm just going to say this. The Last of Us Part 1 was one of the best written games I've ever experienced in my life. Okay? Probably I'll hold it up to that regard as I get older as well. Probably still think it's one of the best stories I've ever experienced in a game. How many sex scenes did The Last of Us Part 1 have? 0! Because it didn't have to go to those stupid cliche ways of humanizing characters or making you feel more for the character. It didn't have to do that. It didn't have to go there. It didn't have to go to the low denominator of, oh, let's throw a sex scene in there for shock value or love or whatever. You just cared about the characters because the writing was good. Alright? This game has to go there. Not only does it have to have the most over-the-top gratuitous gore and hate-filled plot lines, it also has to have sex scenes in it, just so they have them in there and they can say that they're in there. Okay? So then, the first half of Abby's story is completely pointless, because by the time that she actually gets to the guy who she supposedly had a romantic relationship with, you find out that he's gotten another girl pregnant, that he's now with this other girl, and they're planning to leave and go to Santa Barbara, California and hunt of the Fireflies. Well, guess what? Abby has sex with him anyway, so she's a horrible person. Even though the whole story is supposed to be a story of like redemption and her growing, she's a horrible person. She basically makes the guy cheat, okay? And then it's back to another plot line of now she's basically trying to get back to her people, but she has these interactions with these two outcast scars or seraphites, the people who were in the cult, who were thrown out of the cult because one of them basically identified as a different gender, and identifying as a different gender, they cut their hair, and the cult is like, you are not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to cut hair. You're not allowed to act as anything that you are. If you're a boy, you're a boy. If you're a girl, you're a girl. And if you disagree, that's against the cult rules. So literally, the cult's trying to kill these two kids. So Abby befriends these kids, and the plot line now becomes trying to save these kids' lives. One of the kids gets their arm horrendously fucking smashed to the point where it's disgusting, gruesome shit, torture scene. And now she has to try to save the kid's life. So now I have to go to a hospital to get supplies to save the kid. So now I got to do this to save the kids. Uh-oh, one of the kids is upset because their mother now might not want to go with them to Santa Barbara. So now you got to go try to save the mother. So it's just really drawn out, lengthy, elongated plot with Abby. I'm not going to go to every single scene, but it's basically a story of her redemption. After her revenge quest where she kills Joel, then, you know, she becomes a horrible person, sleeps with this fucking dude who already has a pregnant girlfriend. Then she decides she's going to become a good person. So she has to do all the right things. She has to try to save these Seraphites and do all the right things. And the game all of a sudden becomes the story of Abby's redemption. All right? Maybe if Abby didn't kill Joel in the first 3 hours of the game, you would buy it. I didn't buy it or care because guess what? Joel's dead. She brutally murdered the most meaningful character of the first game within the first few hours of this one. I don't care about her story of fucking redemption anymore, okay? So then near the end of Abby's storyline, we finally, around like 25 hours into this game, get back to the scene where Abby ran into Ellie and the other survivors, and we get the culminating scene. This scene is so fucking terrible. And here's why. This scene forces you to play as Abby and hunt down Ellie. It's the last thing I ever wanted to do in a video game. I never wanted to ever draw a weapon or pull a gun on the other protagonist who you've grown to love over the course of a game and a game and a half now. A character who you feel is completely mistreated in this game and out of character. It's awful. It's literally misery in a game, okay? It's once you hit this point, you don't want to play anymore. I literally said to everyone playing the game, I said, I don't want to do this scene where I'm beating up Ellie with these fucking giant roided arms that Abby has. It's fucked up, it's gory, it's disgusting. I don't want to do this. The game's forcing me to do things that I hate. What other game can you say? The game literally forced me to hate myself to get through this part of the game, right? It's misery. I don't think I've ever played a game that when I played it for 25 hours, I felt so miserable. And I felt like shit. And I said to my viewers at that point, if I were playing this game personally for myself and it wasn't doing it for a live stream and I wasn't doing it because I knew I wanted to professionally review the game when I was done, I would have turned the fucking game off, put the controller down, and never played it again. I said, I don't even want to see how it ends because it made me feel so bad at that point to have the two protagonists fighting each other, killing each other, gore, disgusting shit, taking Dina, who's you know, the romantic interest of Ellie, and smashing her fucking face into the fucking theater floors, blood going everywhere. Like, fuck this game. Like, what are you doing? Like, what is this? This isn't entertaining. This isn't fun. This is torture. to have to watch this misery. Do I play games to make myself feel like shit constantly? Am I a fucking an asshole who loves to torture himself? Of course not. Why the fuck am I going through this? And that's how I felt playing through this portion of the game. The final segment of the game basically has Abby let Ellie go. Okay, I'll let you go. That should have been the end of the game right there. But no, there's more misery. Because Druckmann said, I can't release you from this misery gore game. I now have to continue the pain. Ellie is haunted by the death of Joel. The fact that she had a chance to get Abby and Abby got away. She can't live with it. Even though she now lives in a nice house with her girlfriend Dina and the baby, because Dina was pregnant. That was part of the plot line. She has a family now. She can't let it go. She's so haunted by Joel's death, she again has to go after Abby again. The game's not fucking over. There's more gore to come. The ending basically is completely not satisfying. And the truth is, a lot of people had a ton of issue with the ending. I don't think I had as much issue with the ending as most people. Reason being, most people were looking for some kind of an ultimate resolution. They wanted a culmination of someone lives, someone dies, something happens. And just without spoiling the ending of the game, that doesn't happen. It's very unsatisfying what happens. But if you're following along the plot line that Druckmann was telling you through the whole game, revenge, 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 it's a circle of evil because Ellie, well, first of all, Abby wanted revenge, so she hunts down Joel and kills him, but that turns Ellie into a cold-blooded killer who goes through the game killing all of Abby's friends to the point where now, oh my God, do you see how horrible it's gotten? But then Abby finally forgives Ellie. Now it's a redemption story for Abby, but Ellie still can't let it go. Revenge, revenge, revenge. You see, the whole plot is so cliche and so ham-fisted that it's just so shoved down your throat, it's not entertaining anymore. And the fact that you have to have these disgusting, gory scenes constantly throughout the game, the main characters cutting each other, fucking each other up so badly, it's just, it's not fun. All right, it's a story. It has a morality story behind it. It absolutely does. And when you're done playing the game, you're like, man, I get it. Because yeah, I got it 5 hours in, I got it 10 hours in, I got it, I got it the whole game. I get it. That ending made sense per what Druckmann was trying to say. But did you feel good about playing this game? Did you actually feel at the end of the day when you were done experiencing this disgusting, horrendous misery story that you're happy that you played the game? When I finished The Last of Us Part 1, I sat there with my audience and we talked on stream for a bit about the possibility of a sequel. We're like, man, just think about the morality choices here that Joel did what he just did. Is Joel a villain or is he a hero? And everyone disagreed with me during the credits rolling in The Last of Us 1. Everyone disagreed. Everyone had a different opinion. And we were all speculating about the awesomeness that The Last of Us 2 could be. Not a single person in 2013 thought that 7 years later we'd be sitting here saying this was the most miserable game we've ever played and we're sad that we played it. And that's how you feel when you finish The Last of Us Part 2. Because it forgets all the good things about the first game plot-wise. It creates this misery, gore, disgusting atmosphere of pain and suffering and revenge that never lets hold until the very, very fucking end. And at that point, you're like, I got it 5 hours in. You didn't have to make me play another 25 hours of annoying misery to get your point, Mr. Druckmann. I got it 5 hours in. You didn't have to keep doing it to me like this, okay? To me, all right, to me, this game, the best comparison I can give to it is kind of the same way that people feel about the modern Star Wars movies, okay? You took something that was so beloved, so held up in high regard by so many people, and you changed it so much to push a different kind of a narrative that you destroyed everything you created before, okay? People talk about George Lucas all the time. He's a creative genius, 1980s, all the Star Wars trilogy, Indiana Jones, all the shit George Lucas did. At some point, George Lucas lost his mind, decided to destroy the original trilogy of Star Wars movies by adding CGI. He made the prequel trilogy, which no one thought was anywhere near as good as the originals, to the point where people hated him so much. They lambasted him and blacklisted him from his own creations, and now new people make new movies. Guess what? The new trilogy of Star Wars now is being made fun of. Everyone hates it. It's not true enough to the originals. It takes the characters from the originals and puts them in completely out of character and ruins who they are. It feels like The Last of Us 2 is the same thing all over again. Neil Druckmann is the George Lucas of game development. He made an amazing masterpiece. It resonated for everyone who played it. And people were like, we can't wait to see what Druckmann does next. And what he put out next was so different from what the original masterpiece was, and changed everything so much that people don't like it because he tried to do something different. I'm not saying that The Last of Us 2 is the worst game ever made. Far from it. Amazing gameplay, really great world building. Like I said, the graphics, some of the best I've ever seen. Feels like the Order 1886 with actually a game behind it this time. Improved gameplay elements. It's insanely lengthy, 30 hours, all right, of gameplay. You're going to get a lot, and that's only if you only play it once. If you replay it to get the collectibles, you're going to get even more out of it. Variety in the gameplay with Ellie and Abby playing differently on each side of the campaign, all right? But when you combine all of the, and I should say the accessibility, insanely positive, right? But when you combine all those improvements and positives with a plot that's so polarizing, you're bound to get what happened with The Last of Us Part 2. You got people literally kissing its butt as a work of art, and you got people saying it's a bad game. As a work of art, The Last of Us Part 2 is great. If you ignore the fact that when you play a video game, you're looking for something that's fun, with a resolution that makes sense, with an ending that you feel accomplished at the end of the game, and everything you did mattered, and you really felt like something happened there in that game. And if you feel it, wow, that was great. It was the continuation of the plot lines and characters from the first game, and it was really fun. Maybe they introduced some new characters, and it really worked out. That's not what you get in this game. If you're looking for that as a good game, you're not going to get it. If you're looking as just a work of art, a plot that does make sense, all right, it's there, but it's miserable. You know, people say, oh, it was funny because one person who's an actor on Twitter compared The Last of Us Part 2 to Schindler's List. Schindler's List is not a fun movie. That movie is brutal. It's disgusting. It talks about how the Jews were mass murdered by the Nazis and how someone, basically Schindler, had to try to smuggle them out and save as many lives as he could at a time when otherwise every other, you know, all the Germans and Nazis were doing horrible things to these Jews. It's a very, very gruesome movie. But at the end of the day, at the end of the movie, you feel like something good came out of it. Schindler was a good person, and here's what happened. Here's his story. And, you know, you feel like you got something out of it. Despite you went through this horrendous journey, you got something at the end. I didn't feel that at the end of Last of Us Part 2 whatsoever. I felt like this game was meant to make you feel like shit. This game was literally designed to make you feel bad, and I don't want that in a video game. Okay? I don't. And in reality, the difference between a movie and a video game, a movie you watch, yes, there's a story that may bother you, but you watch it. A video game you play. I was forced with this controller to brutally hurt both Ellie and Abby, to cut them up, to break their bones, to have gore. I was forced to do that. I didn't want to. The game made me be a horrible person with the things that I had to fucking do to complete this game. I feel like shit for playing this game. I do. That's not the point of a video game. The point of a video game is to try to have some fun, to relax, to have a good time. Maybe some games there's challenge. When you overcome the challenge, you feel a sense of accomplishment. You're not doing it to make yourself feel bad. Why would I pay to make myself feel bad? Like, I don't have enough stress in my life. I gotta get more out of playing a fucking video game. That's where Druckmann doesn't get it. He literally there's a quote from Druckmann. He says, "We didn't talk about fun when making The Last of Us Part 2. Mr. Druckmann, that's where you went wrong. When you made a video game and the point of it wasn't to actually have a good time and have fun, you missed the point of gaming. You missed the actual reason that video games fucking exist, and escape from reality. A way you can get some kind of fun, some kind of derision, some kind of positivity in your life. It's a way to escape. It's not a way to give yourself more negativity and misery. Why did you think this is what people wanted? What is wrong with you? I would love to hear this answer, because he'd probably answer, well, because it's artistic and not all art is happy and good. That's true. And that's why I don't have portraits on my wall of bodies being ripped apart and intestines squirting all over the fucking place. And I don't surround myself with misery art. You know, I like to have positive things in my free time. I don't pay to see nasty shit and to have misery constantly. And that's what the plot of this game pretty much is, until the very last moments when it has an ending that's completely unsatisfying. So, how the fuck do you rate a game like this? How do you rate a game like this? You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely big positives to the gameplay elements of the game. There are fun moments in the plot. Every time that there's a flashback between Ellie and Joel and Tommy, and it shows the way that it was before everything went to shit in this game, it's actually good. It's fun. It's positive. It's like, this is what I wanted. This is what I got from the first game. This is what I wanted in this one. But then, you know, you have to be honest and say, how can I say this game is a great game when the game actually hurt me? It made me feel bad. It made me not want to play any further. And then at the end of the day, when the game ended, the ending was not in any way, shape, or form anything that I wanted. It was basically, oh, here's a lesson that you learned a few hours into the game, but we tell it to you again after 30 hours of misery, right? You know, it's so hard to review this game. So here's what I'm going to do, all right? You could completely disagree with me, all right? And that's okay. But I'm going to weigh it and balance it based on this. The gameplay, the world design, the graphics, the accessibility features, all of that was insanely dramatically improved. In my opinion, you could disagree. Some people might want it to be more action-based rather than stealthy, less survival horror. I liked where they went with it in this game. That's insanely positive, kind of almost best of a generation. The plot is terrible, makes you feel like shit, is not a well-written plot. Not even the pacing is good with the constant flashes back. It's just jarring. If just simply the plot was ordered better, it would have been a better game. But the plot itself is not satisfying. It's completely different tone and completely different from the first game. Not a plot that I even needed to experience in a video game. It's like the low of a generation for me. Okay? So how do you balance the best versus the worst? You meet it in the middle. The Last of Us 2 is a 5 out of 10. It really is. And it's not because it's a bad game to play. It's because it's a misery. It's a misery to play. Because the whole game, you hope for something better. You hope that something's going to happen that'll turn this around. And it just gets worse and worse. More gory, more disgusting, more fucked up, more miserable, more cliche, more nonsense. And then at the end of the day, when you play for 30 hours and you're hoping for the light at the end of the tunnel, that light at the end of the tunnel is a freight train coming your way that runs you the fuck down into a human pancake. Sorry for quoting a Metallica song. Not that the pancake part was from the Metallica song, but that's exactly what this game feels like. You're working towards the end, the resolution. Fuck you. You wasted 30 hours and now you feel like shit. That's how I feel playing this game. Last of Us 2 for me is a balance of the best and the worst. Average amount, it's a 5 out of 10. You disagree? That's perfectly fine. You like the game? That's fine. You hated the game? That's fine. I hope this review gave you enough of information to make a judgment for yourself on whether or not you want to check it out. I know it was full of spoilers. Don't worry, I will tag it as such when I put this up on YouTube. But holy shit, this will be the most polarizing game to this point in my life that I think I've ever played. Because you're going to have people who didn't care about the misery aspect, that didn't care about the characters from the first game, and probably say it's the best game ever. I completely disagree there. So, sorry, you know, if you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine, but that's my feeling. All right? That's my review of The Last of Us Part 2. There's no DLCs coming out for it. Neil Druckmann already said no expansions for this one. Will there be a sequel? Likely there will be, because the game ends completely open-ended with tons of unanswered questions. And probably it's because he wants to make a third game. The game sold like hotcakes, so it's probably going to have a third one. So if you liked the misery of this one, there's a lot more coming, guys. I can't wait to see how else they gruesomely kill each other and fuck each other up in the next one. Man, maybe they'll like rip each other's feet off and shove them down their throats or something. I mean, that's pretty much what this game was, most of it. So thank you guys for watching my review of The Last of Us Part 2. That's it. I'm done. I can't even say another word. I'm out. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching. All right. Many shout-outs, and then we're out, because obviously I went super late here, guys. Okay? Many shout-outs. I Kill Phil did a 50-bit cheer. Thank you. Druckmann deserves shame to be $1.30, complaining that Joel dies. The game characters were destroyed. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Ellie lost everything. Yes. Only Iced Coffee. Give it a sub to Eggs and Sausage. Thank you, Only Iced Coffee. RPG Fan Cheers said, if you want to tell a story of a killer being redeemed, look at Vegeta. But Abby isn't likable like him. The only thing they have in common are their muscles. Flame Grilled Skids did 100-bit cheers. Said, so many outlets giving this game a 10 is a new level of ridiculous. You literally can't trust any of them to give any kind of a measured review. Only Iced Coffee gifted it a sub to Hand Celebratory. Congratulations, Hand Celebratory. Thank you, Only Iced Coffee. Lives for Soul did a 340-bit cheer to become the second top cheer of the day. Second highest. At least there wasn't a quick time event during the gratuitous sex part. Fair enough. Aussie guy, Timmy, $4.20, and he's talking about who? He's talking about fucking wings. Boy, am I glad I didn't read that shit during the review. Here we go again. Yep, another wings meme and another insult. AWC Great to me, $5 said, would you say The Last of Us Part 2 is the worst writing or is a worse game than Homefront The Revolution? Oh, no. Homefront The Revolution was worse. Golden Nobles cheered and said, I give it a 5 out of 10 myself. We agree on some points. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for my review. I'm going to upload the conclusion of the playthrough and the review right now to DSP Gaming. I'm out. I'm not here tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will be spending time with my wife, doing stuff, getting a freaking haircut. My God, my hair was going crazy during the fucking review, and I'm fumbling with it like an asshole the whole fucking time. I get a haircut, thank God. I'll be back on Wednesday, all right? On Wednesday, the main gameplay stream will be Fire Emblem 3 Houses. The night stream will be the conclusion of the DLCs for Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. Remember, Ask the King is on Thursday. Please post your questions up. The more questions, the better. Thursday night is Animal Crossing. And then on Friday, the premiere of Deadly Premonition 2, which I hope is good because the first game was actually quirky and fun and great. And I hope the second game's like that. It's not another fucking Last of Us 2 where it's nothing like the first game and I hate it. And Friday night, Throwback Street Fighter. Okay, guys? Thank you very much for watching the conclusion, for supporting me on streams, for being with me through this playthrough. I'll see you on Wednesday. Peace out and have a good night, everyone. See you later. See you Wednesday.
I'm not here to tip. I'm not here to get shout-outs. It's just me and my gang. AEG. Almighty Ed Gang, what up? Yeah, I got my bits on me. I ain't trying to tip right now. And if a mob band me, I got a sock right now. Yo, you was leaving on site if I turn on the stream right now. On a string. Me and Ed Gang, we ballin'. Y'all free throwing right now. Gang. Yeah, I got my bits on me. I ain't tryna tip right now. I ain't tryna tip right now. And if a mob band me, I got a sock right now. On a sock. Yo, viewers leaving on site. If I turn on the stream right now. Turn on the stream right now. Me and Ed Gang, we ballin'. Y'all free throwing right now. Y'all free throwing right now. I talk tips. I don't know what y'all cheering about. I don't know what y'all cheering about. Matter of fact, as we stream, I'm counting tips right now. I'm counting tips right now. If a nigga play with my channel, he can get banned right now. He can get banned right now. So you know trolling, so you know I got my motherfucking mods right now. Mods. Yo, viewers all on my dick like they trying to sub right now. They trying to sub right now. Said they go give some subs, but said I couldn't go and clock out. You need to get out. They sent me tips on it all cause you was checking on their account. You was checking on their account. While you was getting no subs, I was checking on my mouth. I was just count the Egg Gang, bitch. You know we got clout. You know we got clout. I go crazy with the trolling till they learn ban all my niggas. Pulling up on streams to see what they about. What? It's follower only mode, so I had to change my route. Out. I got 17 socks with accounts right now. On accounts right now. And 500 bits from ads right now. All bits from ads. I got whispers all on my main account. How you doing? Tech people know I'm safe, even when I'm not around. Let's get it. Yeah, I got my bits on me. I ain't trying to tip right now. I ain't trying to tip right now. And if a mob band me, I got a sock right now. I got a sock right now. Yo, viewers leaving on site. If I turn on the stream right now, on a stream. Me and Ed Gang, we ballin'. Y'all free throwing right now. Gang. Yeah, I got my bits on me. I ain't trying to tip right now. I ain't trying to tip right now. And if a mob band me, I got a sock right now. Yo, viewers leaving on site. If I turn on the stream right now.